Email your details or resume to hireme@pvbcradio.com. Take your career to the next level with Pecos Valley Broadcasting, an equal opportunity employer.
Prepare for liftoff, Earthlings. Kremlin Auto Group is beaming up as a proud sponsor of the 2025 National Championship Air Races. Experience the thrill, the speed, and the skies. Join Kremlin Auto Group September 10th through the 14th in Roswell for high-flying action that's truly out of this world. Learn more at KAGNM.com.
This is KSVP and K229AS Artesia.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Well, there's been a lot of talk about ending the bloodshed in Ukraine. It hasn't happened yet. The latest Russian attack on civilians has killed at least 21 people.
Ukraine's president and a regional official say a lethal glide bomb has struck a village in eastern Ukraine as pensions are being distributed to older people. Volodymyr Zelensky says in a post on Telegram that the bomb hit the village of Yarova in the Donetsk region. He called the attack frankly brutal. He's urging the international community to make Russia pay economically for its invasion through additional sanctions. Glide bombs are retrofitted Soviet weapons that have laid waste to eastern Ukraine for months. I'm Charles Dilladesma.
Israel's military giving civilians in Gaza City a heads up, urging them to leave town without delay. Since Hamas refuses to release the remaining hostages and lay down its arms, Israel plans to ramp up its military offensive in the northern Gaza City, the aim to completely, totally destroy Hamas. The Trump administration is not allowing Chicago's status as a sanctuary city to stop the enforcement of federal immigration law.
According to the Department of Homeland Security, the ICE operation will go after people who don't have legal permission to live in the U.S. and who have criminal records. Illinois' governor says the operation is more about scaring people than public safety.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston. What can you do for America? The Trump administration is encouraging you to pray, announcing the launch of the America Prays initiative. The Trump team says the goal is to have 1 million people raising up the nation in prayer each week. Watching Wall Street, stock futures in positive territory ahead of this morning's opening bell. The Dow futures are up 27 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 39, the S&P futures 5 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
When I think about God's faithfulness, one story stands above all others, his eternal commitment to Israel. For nearly 4,000 years, God has kept every promise he made to Abraham. Through slavery in Egypt, exile in Babylon, persecution across the globe, and even the Holocaust, God's covenant never wavered, not once. Today we're witnessing the miraculous fulfillment of ancient prophecy. The Jewish people have returned home. A dead language lives again. The desert blooms just as the Bible promised. This is God's faithfulness in action. As Christians, when we support Israel, we're acknowledging that God's character never changes and his promises endure. His love remains constant, and by his faithfulness we are unified with him and his faithfulness. I partner with the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews because they understand this sacred calling. For over 40 years, they've served Israel's most vulnerable with unwavering dedication. Let's be unified together in recognizing God's faithfulness by supporting his chosen people. To learn more, visit ifcj.org. That is ifcj.org.
Ethiopia about to cut the ribbon on Africa's largest hydroelectric project. Construction of a $5 billion dam on the Blue Nile, which began 14 years ago, is complete amid opposition from Egypt and Sudan.
The massive project is expected to deliver electricity to nearly half of Ethiopia's 135 million people who currently live without power. The Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed says it will also generate foreign currency through electricity exports to neighbors. But Egypt and Sudan see it as a risk to the vital water supplies. A colonial-era treaty gave Egypt rights to about 80% of the Nile's waters, a lifeline for the country now grappling with water shortages. Attempts to reach a new water-sharing deal have failed.
The BBC's Richard Kagoy. Hong Kong lawmakers set to debate a government-proposed framework to recognize same-sex partnerships. The debate this week will result in a vote determining the future of the city's same-sex couples. Townhall.com. Speaker Mike Johnson sought to clarify his comments that spread widely last week about President Trump being an FBI informant. The late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, suggesting he misspoke about the president's efforts to assist law enforcement as it investigated Epstein.
The House Speaker, who is a staunch Trump ally, said Monday that he was only referring last week to details that have long been reported about President Trump's decision to ban Epstein from his Mar-a-Lago resort years before Epstein was charged with sex trafficking minors and died by suicide in 2019. Johnson told CNN's Monterraju on Friday that Mr. Trump, quote, was an FBI informant to try to take the stuff down, referring to the president's documented past friendship with Epstein and their eventual falling out nearly 2 decades ago. Johnson told reporters Monday, quote, I said FBI informant, but I'm not sure. I wasn't there. This isn't my lane. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
And the Dow futures up 32 points ahead of this morning's opening bell. Townhall.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Hi, this is Holly from Nels Floral in Artesia, and we are so happy to be the new florist for the KSVIP. If you know someone who is having a special day or event, a birthday, anniversary, or something big is happening in their life, let's make them the KSVIP. On their day, we'll say something on the radio about your special person, and they will receive a beautiful flower from Nels Floral. So call KSVP at 575-746-2751 and nominate your KSVIP.
All right, good morning, Artesia. It is Tuesday, September 9th, and so glad to be back in studio with you. Looking forward to a great show today. Hey, in the 8 o'clock hour, we'll, of course, be talking to the Artesia Chamber and be talking all things in-car. The 9 o'clock hour, we'll talk to Aaron Irving, and then the Artesia Literacy Council. All right, well, let's get the day started off right. Let's jump into Scripture. I landed on today's Scripture because I'm a little bit riled up. On the way in, I was listening to Fox News headline, reports on the way in this morning, and all of them were about this young lady killed on the train in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm not going to sit and bother to go over the amount of racial nonsense that's tied to this. But there's a component of it that really bugs me. and some information's coming out that I didn't know before, and I'm finding out, and I want to share with you guys today. But I want to hit Scripture first, so I can seat this whole thing in the law of God. Back to Romans 13. I think I've covered this before, but we're going to go back to it again. Let every person be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. Therefore, whoever resists the authorities resists what God has appointed, and those who resist will incur judgment. For rulers are not a terror to good conduct, but to bad. Would you have no fear of the one who is in authority? Then do what is good, and you will receive his approval, for he is God's servant for your good. But if you do wrong, be afraid, for he does not bear the sword in vain. For he is the servant of God, an avenger who carries out God's wrath on the wrongdoer. Hey, if you guys haven't been following this event, it's just kind of popped up over the past few days. I think it happened a couple of weeks ago, maybe. Kind of having a hard time pinpointing the time on it, but this young lady's on a train. She's getting off work. She gets on a train. She sits down. The man behind her just stands up for no reason, no provocation, nothing, and stabs her to death. Horrific crime in Charlotte. And the thing that has struck me, the thing that is driving me absolutely mad about this man has had 14 prior arrests. This man has been in and out of jail. He has been arrested and released, arrested and released, arrested and released so many times that this was a preventable crime. This man had, as of, I guess, in the past year or so, his own mother had kicked him out and had called the cops on him because he was so violent. They diagnosed him as being schizophrenic, and he was supposed to be under surveillance and watching all this and that, and nothing. The man has committed multiple violent crimes, and yet he was out on the streets, walking the streets. Why? Because lawmakers have forgotten Romans 13, what their job is. They're so worried, they're so wrapped up, they're so caught up in all of their social nonsense, like our governor deciding to give universal free child care to everyone, regardless of financial position. It makes no sense. You're so worried about that. What about the crime in Albuquerque? What about the crime in our state? You are supposed to be, if you are in that position of power, you are supposed to be a deacon of God, it says. And you're supposed to bear the sword against the evildoer. It says that the evildoer should fear because they will incur God's wrath through the magistrate. And here we have, all over this country, magistrates failing to fulfill their role. A servant of God, an avenger who carries out God's wrath on the wrongdoer. That's the nature of the magistrate. They're supposed to protect the good. They fail time and time again, and it's sickening. I was looking at some stats, and all this kind of came up here in this, and it's been talked about since Trump did the lockdown, or has done all the policing in Washington, D.C., and he's talking about going to other big cities like Chicago next, and everybody's throwing a fit. The stats are ridiculous. The average murder suspect has nearly 12 prior arrests, and 90% of those arrested for homicide or shooting have at least one prior arrest. Roughly 50% of murderers had a prior violent crime, and almost 40% had a prior gun arrest. I'm so sick and tired, and this may be coming up here soon in this new special session. There's rumors that she's going to try another gun grab during this thing. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about gun control, when you can look at the stats and say 40% of murderers already had a prior gun arrest. You're not enforcing the laws that's already written. You're not protecting anybody. I cannot get over and I cannot understand how these people sit and sleep how do they even sleep at night knowing that their desire is to protect criminals. In 2016, I didn't know this. I started hearing about cashless bail. I knew nothing about cashless. In 2016, we passed a constitutional amendment that allows judges to let people out on cashless bail. Why? Why are we so desirous to protect criminals? I don't understand it. I'm caught up in this thing of right now. I'm looking at everyone we elect, right? And the disparity between the two sides, the two parties, if you will, right now. Many people are down on Trump, and I get it. I really didn't like him back in the first time he ran. I was like, no, that's not the right guy, because of his moral issues. But I think God has got a hold of him. I've never seen an administration that so boldly prays, talks about the gospel. Maybe not him himself, but the fact that he surrounded himself with pastors. Everybody God works on everybody in his own time. But I'm looking at it and going, we have to get to that point. If you're a magistrate, if you know a magistrate, somebody who's sitting in a seat of power, their focus should be on what God has called them to do first and foremost. And that is to protect the people against evil and wrongdoing. We cannot continue to be caught up in such nonsense that we're worried about the silly stuff that these governors and magistrates pass and worry about. We have to be focused back on this. Protect our people. I don't know where New Mexico falls, but I know we're probably in the top 10 of most violent states in America. I'd have to go look that up again. But why? There's no reason for it. All it takes is here's the other thing. I know we have good policemen all across the state, wonderful men and women ready and willing. But when they don't have the backing of the judges, and they don't have the backing of the DAs and everything else, and it's just a constant revolving door, it has to become exhausting for them. Because they put their life on the line to arrest violent criminals, to bring them in, to put them back in jail, only to watch the system turn around and let them out. Based on what? I don't know. I can't even begin to fathom what it is in the minds of these people that tells them it's a good thing to put criminals back out on the street. Anyway, I look to Scripture every single time when I'm looking and I'm trying to measure the world and understand what's going on. This Scripture is clear. The job of the state, the job of the government, primarily, first and foremost, it says nothing in there about health care, it says nothing about child care, it says nothing about any of that. It says protect people. And that's what they're supposed to be doing. Bear the sword against the evildoer. And that's where we need to get back to. We need leaders that are willing to stand up and say that, and willing to pick up the Scriptures and hold it in front of people and say, this is what you'll elect me to do. That is the first and foremost thing. All right, well, I went a little bit long on that, but thanks for listening. Let's go ahead and we'll take a quick weather break, and we'll come back with our calendars.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking pretty good today and tomorrow with mid-90s on the afternoon high, and we should get sunshine. We have a big high-pressure system covering all of the southwestern states. It'll be clear overnight, mid-60s. It looks about the same for Wednesday, mid-90s and sunny. We're expecting low 90s for the high on Thursday and Friday. Sunshine both days, sunny and warm through the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Your name in lights above
All right, it's going to be a warm one out there today. Hobbs 93, Roswell 96, Carlsbad 98, Artesia 97. Now, last week when we looked forward to this week, it said it was going to be in the 80s, and now it's all flip-flopped. A little frustrating. I was hoping for a cooler week, but it is warm. Going to hold that way all the way through Friday. Friday is going to be 92, and Sunday. What's important about Friday? It's skydiving day. So if you want to get out and skydive, let me know. We're gonna be jumping Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and unfortunately now it's looking like Saturday there's going to be some storms in the afternoon. Just praying that actually holds off till late in the evening so we can get all of our jumps done before the end of the day. But nice and cool this weekend. High of 92 on Friday, 88 on Saturday, and 90 on Sunday. So much better than 97, 98. All right, let's take a look and see what everybody's having for lunch. All right, over at the Artesia Public Schools cafeteria for breakfast, cinnamon French toast. For lunch, beef nacho supreme with ranch-style beans and strawberries. The Artesia Senior Center, for lunch, you're going to be having beef tacos with island blend vegetables, Spanish rice, and a cup of chocolate pudding with topping. At the Artesia Senior Center today. Hey, 9 o'clock. From 9 to 11, got the free watch batteries. So if you need to get your watch batteries changed, head on over there. And then don't forget, they've got pals at 9 o'clock. And then wood burning, bridge and train dominoes, and 1:30 sewing. Let's see. Library's back in action. Let's see what's got for the kids today. Kids, we've got 10 to 11 is story time. And then, let's see, 11:30 to 12 is Take 20. That's a guided meditation for adults. From 2 to 6 for the adults, you got Dungeons and Dragons. Today, 4 to 5:30, Teen Tuesday starting back up. So teens, head on over there. And then 5:30 to 6:30 is Tourette's awareness. So go check out a lot of stuff kicking off at the library again as the school season's going now. Let's see who's got a birthday. One person. Tuesday, September 9th. Happy birthday to Amy Herron. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Incredible in Artesia is open for business, ready to give you the hometown quality and customer service you know and love. Georgia and her team specialize in in-house design for quality custom business cards at a competitive price. From scanning to desktop publishing, if you need it, they can do it. On Main Street across from the Derek Floor statue in downtown Artesia. For all your printing needs, think Incredible.
Attention high school students and parents. Now is the time to make your plans to come visit the most affordable university in the Southwest, Eastern New Mexico University. ENMU is hosting our annual high school open house preview day on Saturday, October 18th. Come learn about scholarships, discover majors, talk with current students and faculty, and win some great prizes. Sign up today at enmu.edu/open house. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about.
Big O Tires. From September 2nd to the 28th, get $60 in rebate savings on sets of 4 Michelin tires, totaling $900 or more. Or get $40 in rebate savings on purchases of $899.99 or less with installation purchase. Plus, Big O Tires will match up to $60 in instant savings. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees. Extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
Looking for professional window tinting services? Look no further than Reliable Tint in Artesia. Located at 1502 South First Street, they specialize in auto and residential window tinting, as well as glass replacement for windshields, side and rear glass. But that's not all. They now offer advanced technology, rock chip, and crack repair, ensuring your vehicle stays in top shape. Open Monday through Saturday, Reliable Tint is here for all of your tinting and glass needs. Call them today, 575-616-9163. Reliable Tint in Artesia, where quality meets reliability.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 1,481 head of cattle sold on Monday on a steady-to-higher market with excellent buyer attendance compared to last week. Stocker calves unweaned sold steady. Wean cattle 10 to 15 higher. Feeder cattle 10 to 15 higher. Packer cows and bulls $8 to $12 higher. 3 to 400 pound steers $5.45, $6.15. 3 to 400 pound heifers $4.90, $5.15. 4 to 500 pound steers $4.75, $5.45. 4 to 500 pound heifers $4.50, $4.90. 5 to 600 pound steers $4.22, $4.75. 5 to 600 pound heifers $3.97, $4.50. 6 700 pound steers $3.97, $4.22. 6 to 700 pound heifers $3.56, $3.97. 7 to 800 pound heifers $3.60, $3.97. 7 to 800 pound heifers $3, $3.56. Packer cows $178 to $190. Canner and cutter cows $168, $175. Packer bulls $2, $2.14. Feeder bulls $178, $186. Top half the cow calf pairs $3,200 to $3,600 per pair. Top half the bred cows $3,000 to $4,000 per head. We do appreciate the business, and we'll talk to you next Monday morning. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, let's take a look and see what all we've got in our pile of events here. Potter's House Christian Fellowship Church invites you out. Started last night, but it runs all the way through Friday, so September 8th through 12th, 7 p.m. each night. They have evangelist Scott Snellen speaking, and that's at 1302 West Chisholm Avenue here in Artesia. Let's see what Vitaland's got. Anything today? Tuesday, the 9th, Top Knock Archery at 2101 South Canal Street in Carlsbad from 11 to 3 p.m. You can go give blood. The Artesia Arts Council presents Adults Only Trivia Night tomorrow night, September 10th. Doors open at 6. Games begin at 7. Space is limited, so reserve your seat at artesiaartscouncil.com. Opening September 10th at the museum is the Black Wings exhibit, American Dreams of Flight. That'll be, you can go up there during operating hours there at the library beginning September 10th and check out everything they got. That's located at 505 West Richardson Avenue. For more information, you can call 575-748-2390. The whole exhibit's about the Tuskegee Airmen, which was the first all-black air wing, and really neat deal to go check out. I'm going to try to swing over there and take a look at it, hopefully this week. But don't forget our museum. They've got some really neat stuff in there, a lot of history of the town, and right now they're in the process of digitizing everything, and hopefully they'll have that done soon, and you'll be able to get into a system, and you know, if you're researching local history and stuff, you'll be able to go in there and find all that digitized. That'll be really neat. All right, the 10th annual Red Dirt Black Gold Music Festival begins this week, Thursday, September 11th through Saturday the 13th, and we'll talk a lot more about that with the chamber in the next hour. Next food distribution will be this Friday, September 12th in Carlsbad, beginning at 9 a.m. Epworth Methodist Church, and here in Artesia, beginning at 8 a.m. at West Main Baptist Church. STEM Fun Day, Saturday, September 13th at the Carlsbad Public Library from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Take your kids out and learn and play at a STEM Fun Day. Lots of fun there. All right. We're getting closer to homecoming. Homecoming's coming up. So if you want to be in that homecoming parade, you need to get your entry in. You can go and get your entry forms and everything, get it filled out and turn it into the AHS front office by next Thursday, the 18th. Okay, so you got to get that in there by then in order to be part of that parade. You can contact Jennifer or Ashley for more information at 575-746-9816. Hey, if you're the Artesia High School class of 65 or know someone who is, they are having their 60th class reunion Friday, September 26th and Saturday, September 27th. For more information, contact Vicki at 575-308-9464 or Connie at 575-748-5206. Our Lady of Grace presents Fall Fiesta and 5K, September 20th through 21st at the Guadalupe Park. Live music, great food, games, and fun for the whole family. The 5K walk run starts at 7 a.m. Sign up will be at 6:15 a.m. Get out there early to get that run. But let's say that one's on September 20th. So you could run two 5Ks in the same day. If you're really motivated, you can get up and go run the 5K at the Fall Fiesta that morning. And then that night, Saturday, September 20th, you can go run the 5K Glow in the Dark Heart Walk. It begins at 7 p.m. from the Artesia General Hospital. If you'd like more information for that, you can contact Jackie at 575-736-8280. The Generals Cup 14th Annual Scholarship Golf Tournament and Gala hosted by NIMI at the NIMI Golf Course Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, September 19th through 21st. So that's a big golf tournament. So if you want to be a part of that, you can call 575-624-8240. Also on September 20th and 21st, you have the Dink Victorious Pickleball Tournament, Brittany Hope's 4th annual pickleball tournament, and it is being held at Carlsbad Pickleball Courts. Registration is $60 per team. Men's, women's, and mixed teams welcome. Intermediate and advanced brackets. All proceeds benefit the Brittany Hope Memorial Cancer Fund. If you'd like more information on that, you can call 575-941-2022. See, if you're really motivated, you can't play golf and that at the same time, but you could go run in the morning, go play pickleball all day, and come back and run at night. There you go. Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. Southeastern New Mexico College is inviting you out September 24th from 12 to 1 p.m. to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month celebration and hear from Zaida Hernandez, the Space Latina. She's a space engineer and children's book author. She currently works as an engineer at NASA Johnson Space Center, focusing on lunar architecture. So that'd be a fun one. Friends of the Artesia Public Library would like to announce their annual book sale happening Friday, September 26th and Saturday, September 27th, beginning at 9 a.m. both days. $1 per book, $5 per bag, $10 for a small box, and $15 for a medium or large box. So you can go get you a lot of books there if you're interested in that. Hey, the Southeastern New Mexico Community Action Corporation is looking for foster grandparents. They're needing volunteers to tutor and mentor children. So if you're interested in doing that, you can give them a call at 575-887-3939. All right. I think that about wraps it up. Let's go ahead and take another quick commercial break, and we'll come back and we'll look through the rest of the pile on the desk here and see what else is happening.
Now for your Pecos Valley news updates. I'm Jared Cirillo. 2 public hearings are scheduled to take place at the Artesia City Council meeting, scheduled for September 23rd. According to a message on the city's Facebook page, the first hearing will consider an ordinance to approve a land swap agreement between the city of Artesia and the school board, Artesia Public Schools. The second hearing will consider a residential variance request for a fence that is encroaching into an alleyway. The city is inviting anyone to come to the September 23rd meeting and voice your opinions. City council meetings are open to the public. Last week, the New Mexico Supreme Court heard oral arguments to determine if suppressed evidence of discussions between Alexi Treviso, her mother, and medical staff could be used against the young woman at her trial. No decision has been made yet. In January of 2023, Treviso, who was then 19 years old, was arrested and charged with murder. Medical staff claim Treviso threw her newborn baby into a bathroom trash can at Artesia General Hospital. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Cold and flu season is almost here, Artesia. Protect yourself and the people you love. At Lowell's Pharmacy, your health is our priority. Getting your flu shot now means peace of mind all season long. It's quick, easy, and covered by most insurance. Don't wait until it's too late. Stop by Lowell's Pharmacy today and roll up your sleeve. Stay healthy, Artesia, with a flu shot from your hometown pharmacy, Lowell's Pharmacy.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. We got some girls soccer going on tonight. The Artesia Lady Bulldogs flying high with the 7-2 record overall. They'll be hosting Clovis, a team that's 2-6-1. That starts at 6:30 tonight. Artesia's last game was last week, Thursday, a 2-1 victory over Alamogordo. And that's actually the fourth straight contest where the Lady Bulldogs have won a game by 1 goal. So they're winning those tough ball games. Carlsbad, meanwhile, will be playing Los Alamos Thursday at 4 o'clock. Carlsbad's record right now, 2-3-2. The Cave Girls lost on Saturday to Mayfield by a score of 3-1. And that came on the heels of a really tough game against Centennial. In fact, it was a 0-0 to overtime draw with Centennial on Friday. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio AM 990.
Your phone holds everything. Photos, passwords, health info, banking, even your grocery list. So being able to open someone else's phone, that's not snooping, that's love. Or at the very least, logistics. I'm Kim Commando for Total AV, award-winning antivirus software for just $19 for the first year right now at protectwithkim.com. Spouses should be able to easily unlock each other's phones. Same goes for caregivers, whether you're helping your parents or your kids. And don't stop at phones. Set it up on their tablets and iPads too. Forget fumbling around with passcodes. Add your fingerprint or your Face ID to each other's devices. This way, your face opens their device during an emergency or when you're trying to find directions while the other person's driving. You'll find the option in your device's settings under Security or Biometrics. It only takes a minute. This is not about giving up privacy. It's about making sure someone you trust can step in when you need them. Get more real-life tech tips with my newsletter at getkim.com. Cybercrime is on the rise, and hackers are getting smarter every day. From phishing scams to ransomware attacks, criminals are after your devices and your money. So how do you fight back? One of the best defenses is solid antivirus software. Blocks suspicious websites and stops hackers before they can do any damage. A healthy dose of skepticism when opening emails or clicking links doesn't hurt either. But for the antivirus help you need, I trust and recommend Total AV. They update you in real time, keeping you protected from the latest threats. Go to protectwithkim.com now and get Total AV for just $19 for the first year. It covers up to 5 devices, including Windows, Macs, and smartphones. That's protectwithkim.com. Don't wait until it's too late. Your security matters. Get protected now. Go to protectwithkim.com for my exclusive deal with Total AV. Just $19 for the first year. That's protectwithkim.com. Protectwithkim.com. Protectwithkim.com.
Turpin & Son Mortuary of Artesia presents a listing of today's obituaries. Our first reminder is for Diane Smith. A graveside service will be held at 11 a.m. on Tuesday, September 9th at Twin Oaks Memorial Park. Our second reminder is for Garrett Romine. A celebration of life will be held for Garrett at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, September 10th at Faith Baptist Church. Officiating the service will be Michael Duff. This listing has been presented as a service by Turpin & Son Mortuary of Artesia. We make it personal.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking pretty good today and tomorrow with mid-90s on the afternoon high, and we should get sunshine. We have a big high-pressure system covering all of the southwestern states. It'll be clear overnight, mid-60s. It looks about the same for Wednesday, mid-90s and sunny. We're expecting low 90s for the high on Thursday and Friday. Sunshine both days, sunny and warm through the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hey, we'll talk. I've got a bunch of stuff on my desk about in-car, but we'll save all that for when we talk to the chamber next hour. I want to return back to the topic I started the hour with, looking at Romans 13, looking at the requirement of the government, the state, local, it doesn't matter, county commissioner, all the way up to the president. They're beholden to this passage, and if you weren't with us in the first part of the hour, I read through Romans 13, and in it, it makes it clear. Many people read that, and they only hear and look at the submission part on the part of the citizen. We're to submit to the authorities that God has appointed over us in the state. But we also have to look at the second half of that. In it is implicit what the role of that magistrate is to do. They're to bear the sword against evildoers, to protect the good. So when we come to a point where the magistrate refuses to do their duty in that, we have an obligation to then stand up and push back against that magistrate and tell it, you're in the wrong, you're failing in your duties, and you need to go. We have to, and I can't quite grasp how it is people can continue to support a group of individuals, a specific party in this instance. I don't necessarily like to boil things down to party politics, but when you look at the clear evidence of the situation, and what you see in it is a clear indication that one party is failing. One party is actually actively working against the good of the everyday citizens. Those of us who do abide by the laws, those of us who do try to walk in accordance with all the law, they want to go after them, and they want to let free those who are committing crimes. I was scrolling through X, and I jump on there every morning, and I just put in New Mexico on the top, and I try to see what the top headlines are in New Mexico, and I come across this one, and I'm interested. I didn't have time to search much more for it, but it's a story about a representative, Nicole Chavez, who in 2015 lost her 17-year-old son, Jaden. And once again, what we see here is the person who killed her son was a multiple repeat offender who should have been held accountable before. And when you look at those stats that earlier in the hour, I talked about the stats of the percentage of people who commit violent crimes, especially murder. On average, have 12 prior arrests. How does that even make sense? Why are we not enforcing our laws? Why are we not doing what we're supposed to be doing? And I think it's because especially the Democratic Party, but I think there's sometimes the Republican Party can do this as well. They get caught up in trying to find what is the latest thing that will excite people, catch their attention, and draw them to vote for that party. And if those people aren't experiencing heavy instances of crime and everything else, then that may not be their issue. So they're going to lean on and unfortunately, I think what a large set of issues is in this state is government handouts. Here's some more money. So we've got the governor right now. If you guys haven't heard about this, she's always looking to be first at something so that she can gain more recognition, I think, nationally, so that she can make her way, after she departs office next year, she can make her way into higher federal levels of the DNC and be known as this great warrior for social justice and so on and so forth. So she extended, she's now not through a law passed through our Senate or anything, but through her executive actions somehow, has made this the first state that offers universal free child care. So prior to school age, everybody can get free child care or get reimbursed from the state by free child care. She hasn't put out anything about how she's going to pay for this, just that she's going to do it. And here's what I found out about it as I was digging deeper and deeper, is at this point, prior to her even doing that, if you were within 400%, and I should have calculated these numbers, 400% of the poverty line. So that's 4 times the poverty line. I think the poverty line is somewhere around 35,000. So we're talking about people up into the brackets into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. You already get free child care. You can already get reimbursed. You can already access free child care. And I'm sitting here going, what in the world? So if that was already the case, then she's just extended it into people who make a lot of money. So now you can be a multi-billionaire in this state, and the state's going to reimburse you for your child care. There's something else behind that. This is not about pandering to lower income voters at this point. This is about some kind of nefarious thing to attack what I would say is attack stay-at-home moms. I think it's a ploy to try to yank your children away from you as early as they possibly can to get them into state indoctrination. That's agree or disagree. I don't know if you do, but I'm looking at it and going, there has to be something more to this than just trying to help out poor people. Because if we already had programs for those who are struggling to make ends meet, who need a two-person working household, if we already had coverage for them, why are you extending? It's either something nefarious or literally it's just, hey, I want to gain political points by being able to say I was the governor of the first state to give universal free child care. They love that word, universal. Everybody gets it. That's socialism. That's Marxism. From each according to their needs, or from each according to their abilities, to each according to their needs. Take from those who can make and give it to those who don't. It's almost maddening at this point to see this constant, ever ongoing shift in the mentality of our society, that somehow our state, our government, and when I say state, I mean the government across the board, is somehow beholden, and their job is to make sure that everyone has an equal outcome in life and everyone has equal everything. Well, that's what we call an egalitarian view. Well, the world's not equal. Never has been, never will be. Christ himself tells us the poor will always be with us. That way we have, I assume it's because it drives us to charity. We're to be helping those in need. But it doesn't say that the state is to come at a point of a gun and take away what you've earned, what you've worked to get, and give it to others. No, the state is to protect the good from the evil. And I think if we could just get that step right, a lot of the other stuff would fall in place naturally. But we have abandoned that mindset. I can't even grasp. I've tried to think this morning, what is it in the mind of a legislature that says, I think it's a good idea to let people out with multiple offenses, keep putting them back out on the street? Is it just a money-saving thing? Oh, we don't want to look like we're spending a bunch of money on incarceration? And of course, I can walk down that road. Biblically, our modern form of incarceration is not a biblical form of dealing with things. It's not a biblical understanding of how we're supposed to punish the evildoer. But that's a long discussion and a long road to walk as we walk through the Old Testament laws. But we have to get back. We have to change the mindset. And here's what I think. As I'm not running for any office. I don't think I'll ever run for any office. But I wish those who are believers would stand up in front of a people and say, look, here's an absolute standard for right and wrong. I look to Scripture and it determines and drives and points me in the way I should go. It determines and drives how I will legislate. And I think if we could get people so bold, so emboldened to say something like that, and when they ask you, well, do you believe in capital punishment? Yes, I believe in capital punishment for these crimes, because Scripture says these crimes equal for capital punishment. But, and just constantly pointing back to a word of God, then I can look at that person, I can say, look, I know you stand on an absolute truth, and that you're going to walk in this, and you're probably going to make mistakes, but the point is, if I know that that's where you're going with your mindset, if I know that's where your worldview is at, I can place my trust in you. I can give you my vote. I can encourage you. I can support you. I can give you money. But people who tiptoe around that fact that there is an absolute right and an absolute wrong, there is an objective truth to this world, it's hard to support them. If all I see is pandering and playing politics and the such, and saying, well, this is the way it is because the Republican Party said, no, I don't want to hear what the Republican Party has to say about it. I want to hear what God has to say about it. I want you to look at what you're doing as a magistrate and say, I will follow after this. This is how I will govern. This is how I will conduct my life. This is how I will conduct business. That's where I think we have to go back to. And until we get there, and there are some signs. There are some signs that it is possibly coming back around. I look at our current administration, men like Pete Hegseth. I know the church he's in. I know his mindset. I can look and go, look, that guy is being led by great pastors and very strong Christian men, and I know that's where his mind's at. And even J.D. Vance, I mean, he's a man of principle. He's a man that stands upon on the Word of God, as far as I can tell. And I go, okay, there's a guy that I probably can support. But for so many of the others, it just seems like every single move and every single thing they say and every single thing they do is some kind of political chess move. I don't think we need that anymore. I think that time has passed. We're not playing games anymore. Let's stand upon absolute truth and live by it. All right, let's go take a quick commercial break, and I'll come back and close out this hour.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The U.S. oil industry has laid off thousands of workers and cut billions in spending due to lower oil prices and the biggest consolidation in a generation. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies in the OPEC Plus producer group are increasing output to win back market share that was lost to the United States and other producers in recent years. PNC Financial plans to buy Colorado-based First Bank for $4.1 billion, giving PNC a substantial presence in the Colorado banking market. Tesla's U.S. market share dropped below 40% in August for the first time since 2017. That's according to preliminary data from Cox Automotive. A Federal Aviation Administration ban on U.S. commercial flights to Haiti's capital that expired Monday has been extended to March 7, 2026. The FAA noted that Haitian gangs now control 90% of Port-au-Prince as well as nearby strategic routes in border areas. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
When you or a loved one need medical transport, cost and ability to pay shouldn't get in the way. That's why Trans-Aero Medevac, through the generous support of the Written in Red Foundation and the PY Foundation, provide air ambulance memberships to the residents of Eddy County at no out-of-pocket cost. As an Eddy County resident, as long as you're flown by Trans-Aero Medevac, Trans-Aero will accept your insurance or third-party payment with no additional out-of-pocket expense. Best of all, as a resident of Eddy County, you're automatically enrolled, free of charge. Because when minutes matter, financial burden should be the last thing on anyone's mind. You have a choice. Be sure to request Trans-Aero, a streamlined, personal, patient, and family-friendly air ambulance service. Flown for free thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and Trans-Aero Medevac. Life support by air.
To be a champion, each team member must do their part to help the team win. That is true in business too. Edge Safety and Services LLC want to do their part to help your business win. They specialize in several field services: sandblasting, coating steamers, pressure washing, repairs, and cleanouts. Edge Safety also offers drug and alcohol screening and on-site services and safety trainings to make you better. Edge Safety and Services LLC, 575-736-1047. Proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs.
Welcome to Answers with Ken Ham. The account of origins presented in the Genesis is a simple but factual presentation of actual events and provides reliable basis for man's worldview and a framework for scientific investigation into the question of the origin and history of life. Answers with Ken Ham is brought to you by Harvest Fellowship at 2307 West Main in Artesia. Call Pastor Ronnie Williams at 746-6195. Now, today's Answers with Ken Ham.
Mutations don't support evolution. This is Ken Ham, CEO of Answers in Genesis, the Creation Museum, and the Ark Encounter. The rate at which mistakes pile up in the DNA we inherit from our mothers contradicts evolutionary ideas. If humans really have been around for hundreds of thousands of years, we'd expect to see hundreds of mutations. But we don't see that. This is a big problem for evolution. Mutations are supposedly the driving force of evolution. And yet evolutionists can't explain the low numbers of mutations. The driving force for evolution doesn't match evolutionary predictions. What it does do is support a biblical timescale. God created humans just a few thousand years ago, so there hasn't been time for mutations to pile up.
Want to know more about genetics and what the Bible says about our ancestry? Visit us at AnswersRadio.com. That's AnswersRadio.com.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, I kind of get on a little bit of a rant there. I'm a little frustrated by our government, and I want to make things change, but talk is not enough. Talk is cheap. I can sit here and I can say all I want to say, but we've got to have some kind of action. There has to be follow through. We've recognized the problem, and it's time for everyone to get involved and for everyone to work to change what the problem is. I'd be willing to bet that probably 70% of the town would at least in some way agree with me that we have a massive problem within this state. Right now, I look at what's happened at the federal level and I go, okay, we've got a bit of a reprieve. There's a national movement. Seems to be shifting to the right, especially among our young men. And I go, how do we capitalize on that here in this state? Well, it requires each and every one of you. I can sit and rant on the radio. We can have a politician making videos and ranting on X and all of that stuff. That's all useful tools. We have to inform the public, but the public has to act upon it. Everything in life requires action and follow through. If there's no follow through from the people who are the most affected by this thing, then there can really be no change. So what does it look like for you? How do you go out and how do you take action? How do you change the situation? Well, get involved. Republican Party meeting every third Thursday out at the Country Club. You can go out there. You can get involved in it. You can see what they're doing. You can, talk to people and politicians. The politicians around the state, they come and visit us from time to time. You can catch their ear. But I think one of the biggest things, and this is what we talk about a lot, is voter registration and getting people out to vote. There has to be a movement within our city, within our town, or county, all across of people saying, look, voting is the way we make change. And in order for that to happen, we have to get registered. If you're not registered, go get registered. If you know someone who's not registered, help them get registered. And then if you know people on election day that don't normally go out and vote, if you got to drive around and drive people to the polls, do it. Help people get out there and vote and exercise their freedom so that they can stand up against this evil. All right, Artesia, that concludes our first hour. We'll be back right after this with the Chamber.
This is KSVP and K229AS Artesia.
I'm Rich Thomason. Israel says it has launched a strike targeting Hamas's leadership in Qatar's capital, Doha. Today's attack widens Israel's campaign against the terrorist group. Earlier, Israel warned civilians in Gaza City to evacuate ASAP. Hamas has refused Israeli demands to release the rest of the hostages and surrender. President Trump says it's Democrats who, in the president's words, refuse to put bad people in jail, are responsible for last month's fatal stabbing of a young Ukrainian woman on a light rail train in Charlotte, North Carolina. Authorities say the man charged in the murder has a long history of mental illness, arrests, and erratic behavior. It is called America Praise, something new that's being launched by the Trump team as a significant anniversary approaches.
Housing Secretary Scott Turner said the plan is to infuse prayer with celebrations of America's 250th anniversary next year.
What if 1 million people prayed for our country every single week between now and next July 4th?
Turner joined President Trump during an appearance at the Museum of the Bible.
We are one nation under God.
The president declared that we will never apologize for our faith. Greg Clugston, Washington.
The French government has collapsed. A deficit hawk, Prime Minister Francois Bayrou, is out, having lost a no-confidence vote in Parliament. The BBC's Katja Adler in Paris.
Deep disagreements over debt is what brought down the French government on Monday. President Macron has favoured big business in an effort to boost growth. The political left say it's now time to tax the super rich.
And now President Macron must name another prime minister, the fifth prime minister in less than 2 years. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 11 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Mike Gallagher, host of the Mike Gallagher Show here. Everything's getting more expensive these days. Groceries to gas, healthcare. If you're feeling that squeeze, you're not alone. Listen, your biggest asset might just be the answer, your home. That's why I strongly recommend my good friends at Fellowship Home Loans. Mike and Brian and the team have helped so many families, especially in times like these, tap into their home's equity to keep their head above water. Whether it's covering rising medical costs, helping out a loved one, or just breathing room in your monthly budget, they can help. You see, you're not giving up. You're just getting smart, because at the end of the day, it's about protecting your family and your future. Make sure you ask how you can skip 2 mortgage payments when you refinance. 2. Going into the fall and the holidays, that could really be helpful, right? Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. It's Fellowship Home Loans. Fellowship Home Loans. Mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
The investigation's ongoing into a deadly train-bus crash near Mexico City. Left 8 people dead, dozens hurt.
Authorities were still working at the site of the accident in an industrial area with large warehouses and factories. One video on social media platforms showed the bus in heavy traffic, slowly moving across the train tracks when the fast-moving train suddenly appeared out of frame, ramming the bus at its midpoint. There were no visible crossing gates or other signals. Just prior to the crash, cars could be seen crossing the tracks as traffic advanced. Authorities say the accident with the double-deck bus took place northwest of Mexico City. I'm Haya Panjwani.
Protesters set fire to the homes of some of Nepal's top political leaders in opposition to a social media ban that was lifted early today, a day after deadly anti-government protests. Local reports and videos shared on social media show protesters attacking the homes of the top political leaders. News and analysis, townhall.com. A new law requiring Texas schools to obtain parental consent before administering health care services to students has triggered some confusion.
School nurses worry they could face punishment for simple routine things like offering a student a Band-Aid. The law requires schools to get written approval from parents before offering even routine health assistance, and it requires districts to take disciplinary action against any employee who provides services without consent. But help may be on the way. Texas Education Agency revising its wording to ensure that schools receive clear direction. Jason Walker reporting.
An immigration attorney says many South Korean workers detained in an immigration raid at a Hyundai plant in Georgia were brought in for highly specialized short-term work that Americans are not trained to do. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hi, this is Holly from Nels Floral in Artesia, and we are so happy to be the new florist for the KSVIP. If you know someone who is having a special day or event, a birthday, anniversary, or something big is happening in their life, let's make them the KSVIP. On their day, we'll say something on the radio about your special person, and they will receive a beautiful flower from Nels Floral. So call KSVP at 575-746-2751 and nominate your KSVIP.
All right, welcome back, Artesia, to the 8 o'clock hour, Tuesday, September 9th. I'm your host, Scott Pettis. Hey, got a couple of quick announcements, a couple of things that came in during the break. The Artesia Educational Retirees would like to announce that they're holding their next monthly meeting on Friday, September 12th at 11:30 a.m. at the Artesia Public Schools Administration Boardroom. It's a lunch meeting with a program and a short business meeting, and all APS retirees are invited to attend. Join us for information about what is now available at the Artesia Public Library. And also, got a traffic report that came in during the break. There's been an accident at Grand and 13th, so I would suggest if you can avoid that area, there's been a car accident over there, and so police are on the scene. They're taking care of it, but if you can try to avoid that area, all the better, so that they can not have to deal with so much traffic as they're dealing with the accident. So, all right, Artesia. So we got, like I said, the 8 o'clock hour. We're going to have the chamber in here in a little bit, and I am sure we are going to be talking about all things in-car. And I want to just kind of close up what I started at the last hour. I realized I only had a couple minutes there to finish it out, and I was talking about people getting involved, and I get a little frustrated. I'm gonna be honest. I get a little frustrated when I hear people complaining about everything that's going on, right? And that sounds real rich coming from the guy behind the microphone, right? But I look at a lot of people, and there's just a lot of complaints about how bad everything is and how horrible everything is, and and that tends to be our modern means of dealing with problems. I blame part of that on a constant 24-hour news cycle, and we just like to talk about everything that's happening. Then people go on and they post on Facebook about everything that's happening, and they try to show the signs of solidarity and all of this on Facebook, and they posture and they all of this, but then when you ask them, like, okay, well, what are you doing about it? Are you getting involved? Are you part of your party? Are you out there helping to get people registered to vote? Are you getting people to the polls? Are you campaigning for the people that you think would be best in office? Are you donating to campaigns? Or are you simply complaining? Because here's the truth of it. If all we can do is complain, then we're turning control of our lives and we're turning control of our future over to people that don't have our best interest at heart. And that's the truth of it. We have to be involved. We have to be the ones making a difference, making a change. And until we do that, nothing will change. So go out, get involved, help out, and let's fight for a better future for New Mexico. Let's turn this thing around to where we're driving forward and actual change is happening. Stand up, lobby, contact your congressman, contact your governor, contact all of them. I know the Republican Party has put out a call to be contacting senators and everything else, and to contact the governor's office. I wish I had that number. I should have wrote that number down. But contact the governor's office and tell her that this special session is a waste of money because it's nothing but political posturing. We don't need it. They're not going to accomplish anything. It's just going to be a more bickering and more fighting, and nothing's going to change. And the things that they actually want to change during it, I don't believe are for the good of our state. So let's push back against all of this, and let's fight against it. All right, hey, let's take a quick commercial break, and after that, we'll be joined by the Chamber.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking pretty good today and tomorrow with mid-90s on the afternoon high, and we should get sunshine. We have a big high-pressure system covering all of the southwestern states. It'll be clear overnight, mid-60s. It looks about the same for Wednesday, mid-90s and sunny. We're expecting low 90s for the high on Thursday and Friday. Sunshine both days, sunny and warm through the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Coach, can you talk about the latest trade rumors?
Absolutely. Right now, you can get big money for your trade at Roswell Ford.
Start your season with a win at Roswell Ford. Right now, we need trades. So if you're making payments on your current vehicle and want out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to help you escape from your trade. Even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. With 0% APR and no payments for 90 days. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit with great terms, with good credit, no credit, or even if your credit is less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings, more for your trade, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $20.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues for date of sale. Subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
When was the last time a bank asked you about your needs or your goals? When you're a member of Artesia Credit Union, you get to use your money for something more important than fees and finance charges. You get to use your money for you. Membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Become a member of Artesia Credit Union today and see what your partners can do for you. North 5th Street in Artesia or online at artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA.
Searching for a church that honors God? Come to First Church Artesia at 4th and Grand. We're a family of believers putting Christ first, preaching the Bible with reverence and uniting all ages in family-integrated worship. Sundays at 10:45 a.m., experience the timeless truth and heartfelt praise. We're reaching Artesia with the good news, living all of Christ for all of life. Check out artesiareform.com or find us on Facebook, First Church Artesia, where faith thrives.
In a medical emergency, every second counts. Artesia General Hospital's emergency department is open 24/7, staffed with highly trained professionals ready to provide life-saving care when you need it most. Don't wait. When minutes matter, trust Artesia General Hospital. Quality emergency care close to home. Learn more at artesiageneral.com.
Hey Bulldog Athletics and fans, ready to fuel up after the big game? Schlotsky's in Artesia has the mouth-watering favorites you crave. From our bold sandwiches stacked high to crisp fresh salads, piping hot pizzas, and fully loaded calzones. There's something for every Bulldog appetite. So whether you're gearing up to play or cheering from the stands, power your Bulldog pride with flavor that always wins. Schlotzsky's Artesia, fueling Bulldog athletes and fans, one bite at a time.
Pecos Valley Broadcasting has immediate entry and experience level and radio and live stream video sales executive positions open in Artesia and Carlsbad. You'll work with our amazing team to build and maintain accounts and dive into advertising and marketing promotions. Experience in sales is preferred and bilingual opportunities are available. Base guarantee plus bonuses and commissions. Apply now. Email your details or resume to hireme@pvbcradio.com. Take your career to the next level with Pecos Valley Broadcasting, an equal opportunity employer.
Prepare for liftoff, Earthlings. Krumlin Auto Group is beaming up as a proud sponsor of the 2025 National Championship Air Races. Experience the thrill, the speed, and the skies. Join Krumlin Auto Group September 10th through the 14th in Roswell for high-flying action that's truly out of this world. Learn more at KAGNM.com.
Welcome back, Artesia. We are now joined by Miss Jessica.
Good morning.
From the chamber.
Yes, sir.
How y'all
From
doing?
the chamber. You know what? We are hanging in there. We're doing all right.
We're going to change the name this week to the Artesia In-Car Management Group.
I love that because that's exactly what we are.
That's all your focus is this week.
Yes. Yes. Oh, my goodness. It's a lot going on, but we're so excited. It's go time. I mean, it's here. It's happening.
Yeah, people are starting to show up.
Yeah. Haley went to the airport in Roswell last week because we were able to, they allowed us to put some swag in the pilot bags.
Sweet.
So that's really fun. So she took a bunch of stuff up there, and she said the vibes are so good. Volunteers are there. Everybody is just, she said there's this one guy was checking in. There, I guess there's like a little kiosk or whatever where the pilots can check in. And so he's checking in, and she said that she's over here talking to this group and whatever, and these volunteers. And this guy just throws his arms up. Yes! I can qualify or something like that, like I can fly. Like he's so pumped. Like it's she said it's just everyone's excited. It's fun. I mean, it's just.
I got new lingo for you.
Okay.
So I got into one of the air racing fans groups, like with a big center place on Facebook where they all talk.
Ooh.
And so I've been in there, and I hyped Artesia. I put stuff in there. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I put stuff in
Get
there.
Get this man a gold star. I love it.
And so, my September family. So that's how they refer to each other, like the gathering.
Okay.
Because every September they've done this for so many decades. They call that their
family.
My September family. So they all come together. So I'm like, okay, that's what we got to start referring to. Our September family.
Our September family is showing up, and they're so excited, and the reunion.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
In
a new location is fun and different, and we're excited.
There's a few people in their group that are quite negative about the unlimited class and the sport class not being there, but for every one person complaining, there's like 100 like stoked. They're like, cool. I don't care what's there.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Like, we're going to the races no matter what.
Yeah, we like planes. We're pumped. Yeah, that's cool.
That's some dedicated fan group there, man. They're like, and a lot of what I saw too was like, hey, you guys need to understand, like, you don't understand how hard it was to choose a new location. So I read a whole synopsis on their selection process and the amount of work it took to get it down to, like, Roswell basically come down to being the only place in America that could actually structure-wise, safety-wise, everything else handle this event.
Yep.
And so, it was a long, arduous process to pick us, but so they're excited.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
ready to go.
I know there was that big long article that in the races pushed out about it, and we read it as well, and I was so thankful that it was long.
Yeah.
However, it has a lot of information.
Yeah.
And it gave answers to all the people anybody that's complaining or fussing about anything, and they're like, here, look, this is how it all went down. And like you said, I mean, they started right after 2023 because they knew that was their last year.
Yeah.
So it's been 2 full years of planning and
they
relocating.
pushed it out as long as they possibly could
Yes.
to still be able to pull it off this year. So like they were like trying to wait and trying to make sure they examined everything. So
Yes, and give Roswell time to, by the time Roswell found out that they were the host and they won the bid or whatever, that wasn't that long ago.
Oh yeah,
and
they've been stepping and fetching ever since. They've been trying to rush to pull this thing together.
And I mean, you think about it. I mean, number one, they have pulled out a lot of stops for this. It's amazing. They've put between Roswell and State of New Mexico, they put so much money into this, and there's always room for growth, right? And so imagine year 1 in Reno.
Yeah.
What that looked like.
Oh yeah.
And here we're
Somebody
already
actually said that in one of the groups.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys know what it looked like in 1969 when we first got there?
Right? This is leaps and bounds above what it looked like year 1 there.
Yeah.
So year 1 in Roswell, they're already ahead of the game.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are negative about it, saying Roswell's not ready, blah blah blah. But I think you just they're as ready as they can be, you know, just like we are.
Because you don't know what to expect.
You just don't know.
Yeah, there's so many unknowns as to how this is going to happen. And so we're here, we're along for the ride. We've done everything we can at this point, not knowing.
Right.
Now, next year we'll know more. The next year we'll know more. And things can improve year after year.
Yeah, and they gave us all the statistics the University of Nevada put together from 2019, which I thought was a really cool year to think about because that was right before COVID hit, right? So then you have your weird years in there. And then 2023. Yeah. What happened in both of those years in Reno and the impact it had on the community, how many people, what they said, all the surveys, all the things. And honestly, the statistics are proving to be true when they said, if they did a survey of if you, depending on where this is in 2025, would you come? Yeah. And they said, we don't care where it is. We'll be there. Yeah. And that was like 60-something percent or 70-something percent. And so here they are. There's 60 to 70% of the same amount of people that were there.
Well,
in 2023.
and I did see a curious thing, and I'm not sure how this pans out. 60,000 tickets sold. That's including every day, though.
Sure.
It's not 60,000 individual people. So who knows what we could be looking at? 30, 40, 50,000 people, depending on how many days they're coming for and so on. So
and some are locals.
Not everybody's coming for 4 years or for all 4 days, you know. I looked at the price of those tickets. It's not very cheap.
No.
It's a good chunk, you know. So but yeah, I think this is going to be a phenomenal week. I think things are going to look different. I think it's a great introduction to tourism in Artesia. Get our minds shifted to that. I think that's something we could start to look forward to. And how could we become a bit of a tourist town? How could we draw people in? There's not a whole lot around here to draw people to, of course, but
we have to create it.
We have to create it.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to create the ambiance. We have to create the stuff to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which has been also a year in the making.
Yeah.
And so, there's a lot going on this week.
Yep.
Not just, of course, around Red Dirt Black Gold. We're so thankful for that event to have, number one, shifted the dates to this week to match up with NCAR. Number two, shifted and added 2 more days of entertainment. So now it's a 3-day music festival. It's just all the way, like, leaps and bounds growing. 20 food trucks. 20 plus vendors, regular just kind of craft vendors or whatever. There's going to be 4 different beer garden type areas. There's a VIP lounge. Of course, live music every single day by the stage. So excited for all of that. I mean, it sounds like, we just threw this thing together. But no, it's been a lot of putting together.
Put a lot of work into this.
And the nitty gritty things, like where do you put your porta potties, and how's ice gonna go here, and
where
whatever.
Vendors park. Where
and
where does everybody else park?
So I'm excited. We are, of course, last night there was a volunteer meeting at the 510 building where you can go and pick up your packet information that you need if you're volunteering this coming week. If you have not yet volunteered, that's okay. It's not too late. They're still needing people to help with that. Of course, they're trying to make it to where it's only like a little 2-hour window that you could volunteer.
Yes, spending 4 days out there,
right?
Exhausted. Yeah.
Yes, so you can still enjoy the event. You can volunteer and help out a little bit, and keep it running smoothly for everybody else. And so I'm excited. I think there's still a few places where they're needing some people. RedDirtBlackGold.com would be the best place to go and find that if you're willing and able to work for a couple of hours on that. The other thing is, we're getting Artesia ready as a whole, for all of this. We've been working with all of the hoteliers and RV parks. We have a transportation bus that is picking people up from all the hotels that might want to ride to Roswell, and just having an opportunity to drop them at the front gates. They don't have to worry about parking or extra anything. They can have a couple cocktails if they want and have a safe ride home. And so that has been also, being from the logistics world, very challenging, but also such an amazing thing that people can take advantage of. So hotels and even the public can participate in that. We don't really know what it's going to look like. It might fill up by stop number 3 out of 8 stops, but we're working on it. That actually starts tomorrow, I know. Wednesday through Sunday. And then there'll be
do the races begin tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the first round is tomorrow. Okay.
So races will start tomorrow. So buses will start tomorrow. There'll be 2 in the morning. There'll be 2 in the afternoon coming back. And then so that's really awesome that the public can help out or not help out, but can take advantage of. It's only $40 to go round trip. We're going to have different wristbands each day, so you can buy your ticket each day if you want, whatever you want to do. And then the other thing we've been working on too, of course, is retails and restaurants, helping them get prepared and ready and geared up. And so one of the things that we heard from a local restaurant owner was how much swag comes into play and how it can be so motivating to work extra hours or come in and work temporary or whatever. And so one of them said, we need shirts. We said, okay, we could do shirts. That's not a problem. And so we're actually having a really fun, we're so excited. We'll be delivering the shirts. We got them in yesterday. Saturday is t-shirt day. Saturday is t-shirt day at our local restaurants. We're so excited. So we got black because, people spill. And so this is Artesia, New Mexico, the flyest city in southeast New Mexico.
There you go.
We're so excited. These we're going to deliver to any of the local restaurants that be willing to participate. Their wait staff, kitchen staff, whoever they want to be able to participate in this. We want to be able to give them something fun. Most of them are on board. Most, if not all of them, are on board. So we're excited. But we also got little pins.
There you go.
So did you see Office Space?
Yeah, I watched
back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay. So remember Jennifer Aniston worked at that little bar
pieces
pub
of swag.
Yeah. And so
how many pieces of swag do you have?
Yes, on her
You're
little
not wearing
suspenders.
enough pieces of swag.
You need more swag. So we got swag. We got buttons.
I'm trying to remember the name of the restaurant.
I know. Anyway, I love that movie. It's fun.
That is
funny.
funny.
We got that. We're so excited. And then we also have put together and are putting together of course, our visitor center is open as usual, but it will be open even more so. We've got really cool museum pieces in there, all from kind of oil and gas industry. We're repurposing some of the 100-year stuff that we used last year. And then we also have a little welcome area at the airport. We're putting that together today, and at the chamber at our visitor center. And so we also have bags. We Lions Club is going to start tomorrow at welcoming people that are flying in their personal planes, parking them at the airport, having welcome bags that have all this fun swag in it as well. And so we thought outside the box on what might people need for the races. And so we have sunscreens, we have fans, little
Yeah.
whatever fans that can go to absolutelyartesia.com. They
Yep.
can
Scan them.
scan that. Brand new website, visitors website. I encourage everyone to go. You'll get
It
to
is
see
really cool.
You'll get to see Forrest Smith. How cool is that? From
Yeah.
Yellowstone. Cooling towels that they can get wet and wear around their neck while they're out in the sun all day.
Yeah.
What else did we get? We have all kinds of cool stuff out there. Oh, luggage tags.
Luggage tags. Yeah, you didn't bring any luggage tags.
I brought them
some out
last
there.
time.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right,
luggage tags and sunscreen I brought last time. So today I brought cooling towels and fans and buttons and t-shirts. So KSVP is going to be all swagged up. We're so excited.
There's
Thank
one
you,
right
ma'am.
there.
Yes.
Just swag everywhere.
Swag everywhere. I mean, Artesia's awesome. And bright orange, they'll be able to find their
Can't miss it.
luggage. It's great.
Everything orange. There you go.
Everything's orange. We really just kind of
orange and black
dove in this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so tons going on this week. So people are starting to show up. Now, I don't think we're going to see the major influx probably till Thursday, Friday. Because I think, I would think, in my mind, I'd be like, I can't afford to take a whole week, but I can go Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Some
type
people,
thing.
yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
that is the case. Others, we've already gotten phone calls that are here, and they want to come early to explore the area.
Yeah.
So which
is cool.
We're kind of juggling both
Awesome.
sides of that. Absolutely.
That's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's take a quick commercial break.
Okay.
And we'll come back for the second half
Sounds
after
good.
that.
Cool.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. 2 public hearings are scheduled to take place at the Artesia City Council meeting, scheduled for September 23rd, according to a message on the city's Facebook page. The first hearing will consider an ordinance to approve a land swap agreement between the city of Artesia and the school board, Artesia Public Schools. The second hearing will consider a residential variance request for a fence that is encroaching into an alleyway. The city is inviting anyone to come to the September 23rd meeting and voice your opinions. City council meetings are open to the public. Last week, the New Mexico Supreme Court heard oral arguments to determine if suppressed evidence of discussions between Alexi Treviso, her mother, and medical staff could be used against the young woman at her trial. No decision has been made yet. In January of 2023, Treviso, who was then 19 years old, was arrested and charged with murder. Medical staff claimed Treviso threw her newborn baby into a bathroom trash can at Artesia General Hospital. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
Good morning. The Nasdaq's newest record high shows tech and AI stocks have stayed in demand, although some executives at Nvidia and other tech companies sold their company stocks last week and took profits. New inflation reports come in later this week, and if high, they could delay cuts in interest rates, but it's still expected rates will be cut this month. Signs of slowing hiring have been bringing mortgage rates down to the point that some homeowners are now refinancing at a lower rate. But mortgage applications to buy fell, possibly because of worries about job security. Apple introduces the new iPhone 17 today. It's expected to have better battery life and a better camera. The Federal Reserve says confidence in finding a new job if laid off has hit a record low. Veteran entrepreneur Andrew Hazen says here's the key to either finding project work or starting your own business if you're between jobs.
You got to bring not only a unique skill set or a useful skill set, but more importantly, do it so well that you have raving fans and almost ambassadors for you.
With business, I'm Joe Connolly.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
Hi everyone, with your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. The defense allowed just 152 passing yards to the Eagles, but they're not satisfied because they didn't accomplish their number one priority. Defensive backs coach David Overstreet tells you what that is right after this.
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow. Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service. Guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
A true Dallas Cowboys fan is there for the journey and the destination. This is the season to make your journey count by flying through McAllen International Airport, the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. Whether you're flying down for McAllen's award-winning fall and holiday festivals, or you're a South Texas fan flying up to cheer the Cowboys on, make your journey as satisfying as your destination at the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. McAllen International Airport, above, beyond, at McAllenAirport.com.
Cowboys cornerbacks did a great job last week, limiting Philly to 152 passing yards and A.J. Brown to just 1 catch. But the defense did not accomplish their number one objective, which is taking the ball away. New cornerbacks coach and Dallas native David Overstreet wants his top players like Deron Bland and Trayvon Diggs to take it personally every time Russell Wilson of the Giants throws a pass this week in their direction.
The quarterback threw it. He thinks his guy is better than you are. You should be extremely upset that he decided to say, you know what, the guy lined up across from you was better than you, so I'm going to throw it to you. So you should take offense to that.
The Giants will start Wilson instead of rookie Jackson Dart at quarterback on Sunday, even though they managed just 6 points in a Week 1 loss. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking pretty good today and tomorrow with mid-90s on the afternoon high, and we should get sunshine. We have a big high-pressure system covering all of the southwestern states. It'll be clear overnight, mid-60s. It looks about the same for Wednesday, mid-90s and sunny. We're expecting low 90s for the high on Thursday and Friday. Sunshine both days, sunny and warm through the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Still got the chamber in the house?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's up? What's next?
Let's talk so many more things going on this week. Okay, so first things first, tomorrow night.
Adult trivia.
Yes. Are you going?
We won't be able to make it. Wednesday night, it's church stuff.
It's church night.
It's church night.
Well, it's also Welcome Wednesday.
Welcome Wednesday.
Welcoming the Aries people to our community. We have physical walking tours at the chamber, at the airport, in goodie bags. We have them physically. We also have our brand new absolutelyartesia.com that has the videos of each stop along the walking tour, which is super, super fun and cool. So most if not all of the murals, most if not all of the statues. So that's so exciting. I mean, when I say like there's videos of every stop, that's like it's like one sentence and it's so fast and it goes quickly. But then if you really stop and think about what that sentence means and entails, I've been telling people, like, I get emotional because it's been a 3-year project to get put together.
Yeah.
You know, finding the muralists to come and talk about their own art and scheduling all of that with a videographer.
Right.
Then getting it all done, you know.
You guys started this project well before in-car was a thing.
Oh, yeah. This was a vision 4 years ago that we had. We wanted this new QR code plastered all over town, or TAP feature, which is getting out there. We've been slowly getting little table tents put all over town. We've been starting with restaurants and some kind of major places like here, the library, the museum, whatever, the city. So all of that is getting out there. It's getting put together. They were just delivered last week. So we're so excited to have that. It's a digital walking tour. You can click on every single spot on the walking tour, watch a video that pertains to that stop, whether it's a history of it, a story that's told about it. Maybe it is the actual artist. We weren't able to do that with any of the bronze statues, but the stories are there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people remember when we had Forey Smith from Yellowstone, or Lloyd, I should say, from Yellowstone. He came to Artesia, and he did some videos for us in February, and it was so cold. Poor dude was shivering in his boots, but then we gave him a warm lunch at Piccolino, and that was really fun.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we had a good time with that. But he's part of some of these stories as well, and we're just so thankful that all of this kind of came full circle, and it's getting implemented right at InCar.
Right at the right time.
Right at the right time, yes, sir.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's happening, and then we have trivia night is Wednesday night. We have the Black Wings exhibit open all week at the museum. That's really cool. I was just reading a little bit about it, and it's so neat. So I'm just going to leave you with this quote from Bessie Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
"The air is the only place free from prejudices."
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So anyway, this is a really cool exhibit on loan to us from the Smithsonian. It's a pretty prestigious deal, and it has a bunch of really cool history about aviation and the Black community in aviation, and how it all just kind of came to be.
Right.
The interesting facts about it, and so I think it's cool. I'm excited for that. I'm glad that the museum is playing along. There is also pivoting to the Aquatic Center. They have a ton going on this week.
Do they?
Which usually they're
During this
closed.
time, they're like
they're already closed up.
Just doing lap swims and stuff like that by now usually.
Yeah. So really cool. I just I shared it on our deal yesterday. Let's see. So today they have water fitness, yoga, water fitness in the morning and water fitness in the evening, yoga and Zumba. Tomorrow, special outdoor pools are going to be open. Holy moly, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And I think tomorrow is the movie.
Oh, okay.
No. Sorry. No, that's Friday. Okay.
Friday.
Tomorrow, the 10th, is just normal open hours. Thursday, they're open 9 to 8 p.m. 9 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Got
Also, yoga, water fitness, Zumba, all the things. Friday, also water fitness, yoga, outdoor pool open, special movie night, Top Gun.
Oh, there you go.
I mean aviation, right? You
got
just have
right?
to.
Right.
So 8:30 p.m. on Friday night, go check it out. And then Saturday, the pool is also going to be open 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. So it's so cool. Like I said, the museum signed up for this really cool Smithsonian exhibit. The outdoor pool is going to be open at the Aquatic Center. We're so excited. The city's really played along.
The weather's perfect for pool weather.
The weather is
it's
perfect.
Hot.
It's I mean,
so, go get in the pool.
Really cool. So I'm glad and thankful that so many people and so many organizations have really come alongside not just the chamber, but Main Street and the Arts Council doing trivia night. And she's even. So Thursday night is the New Mexico Experience Night that we're having here. Jessica found some really cool folklorical dancers that are going to go dance inside Heritage Plaza.
Awesome.
And so cool. I mean, it's just going to be I just love that all the fun ideas have come to fruition, and there's going to definitely be something for everyone this week. And so I encourage not only Artesians to come out and support all this and check it out, because when's the next time you get to fly to Washington, D.C. and go to the Smithsonian, right, to see this Black Wings exhibit? So it came to you. So I encourage locals to also participate in all this and go check it out.
Yeah,
for themselves and their families. The library, they've got their whole place transformed into airplanes. And so they've got from story time to STEM to teen activities. It's all about airplanes this week.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to do and a lot going on.
You can participate in air sports yourself if you like.
Yes, you can.
Jessica says she's not going to do it. I think we should take a poll, online poll, whether Jessica should jump out of an airplane. And if the city votes yes, she has to do it.
So, how about let's I don't know. I don't even have words.
She's like, no.
I'm so nervous. My
Yes.
heart my stomach just like left my body.
Just thinking about it.
I can't do it.
You can't do it.
I will go watch.
But some other chamber chicks are going to go jump out of airplanes, so that's
Perfectly
awesome.
good airplanes. I know you said this the
no
other
such
day.
thing.
You're like, no such thing.
Yeah.
They go, but there's, okay.
I've never jumped out of a perfectly good airplane.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
But a good airplane.
So,
oh, my Lanta.
So if you guys haven't heard, I'm
there's
hosting skydiving here in
skydiving.
Artesia, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, hosted by Viva Skydive out of Berlin. Plus, we've got people. We're banking on the best, and we're anticipating a good turnout. So we're even bringing in instructors from El Paso to beef up our numbers and have enough instructors to get everybody out and on time and stay on schedule and stuff. So 2 planes, multiple instructors, tons of skydiving. If there happens to be some fun jumpers out there, folks that are already licensed, we're inviting you out too. So everybody come jump out of airplanes this weekend.
Yeah.
So you can't go fly.
Friday,
can't go
Saturday,
fly
Sunday.
a plane around in a circle really, really fast, but you can fall really fast.
Yes, you can. And safely land on the
Exactly.
ground.
Safely. One of the safest air sports.
For real?
Yeah. Yeah. It's become such a highly regulated industry over decades and decades of us watching what went wrong and correcting each time there was, an incident. It's become so highly regulated, not regulated in a bad way. We've made it safer, and it's become so safe now. It's safer than driving down the highway.
Cool.
So
Interesting.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, well, I have heard that. There's more traffic accidents than there are sky.
Yeah.
Related
Well, so it doesn't around here. It doesn't resonate as well. But
Sure.
in California, it was like you're far more likely to die on the I-5 than you are
Right.
skydiving in San Diego.
Right.
But
Skydiving in San Diego would be
it's
pretty.
beautiful. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Yeah. We skydive right down next to the border.
Uh-huh.
And I'm trying to think of the name of the little town. But there's this big giant lake. The Olympic Training Center is right there. You can see the ocean. You can see the beach, of course, because you're so high up, and and you can see all of Tijuana, which is not as pretty.
Right. But it's there.
But it's there.
Yeah.
And then skydiving further up into Oceanside, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I've jumped out of some planes in some really beautiful places in the world.
That's so fun. Well, it'll still be fun here.
It will be.
Well, and you said it the other day.
It changes the view of what you see here.
Sure.
When you get up that high and you get out in the sky and it's quiet and you're flying around in your parachute, you see all of the vastness of everything. It's pretty cool.
So after the chute goes up,
Yeah.
how quickly are you really falling?
How?
Like ish.
Speed wise?
Yeah.
Not very fast.
Yeah, you're kind of just
driving
floating
forward, but you're kind of it's like you're driving downhill, is what it is.
Okay.
It's like you're driving downhill the whole time. Your forward speed depends on how much wind's behind you and all this and that.
Oh, okay.
But how long does it take you to get down? About 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how aggressive you want the pilot to get.
Oh.
Because if you tell him, like, hey, man, let's make this fun, he'll bury a toggle and spin you out, and, you'll go really, really fast if you want to. But if you wanted just a nice, easy one, you're like, don't scare me.
Yeah, I don't want to puke. Thanks. Oh, man. Okay. And so...
So anyway, all the stuff downtown.
Yep.
Skydiving at the airport. All the local entities. Artesia public entities, library, museum, all got stuff going on for you this week. And for our visitors. And
yeah, go take advantage. Even after school, that the pool is still open, just go.
And go out to
How
dinner
fun.
and meet people.
Yeah.
Get to know our visitors,
Yeah.
Say hi. Be polite. Have a wonderful time with them.
Yeah.
Make them love Artesia, and they'll come back next year.
Make sure Artesia is the flyest.
Yeah, and they'll bring 5 friends with them,
They
and
will.
We'll just multiply.
If we could get some pilots here, that's, I think, one of the tickets that I've been hearing is like, so these pilots have a following,
Yeah.
and people want to go where they're going to be after the races.
Yeah.
And so if that is somewhere here in Artesia, if that is our Red Dirt Black Gold downtown event, VIP area, or even not, there's a huge tent that they're putting at 5th and Texas.
Yeah.
Big old giant tent. That's going to be so much fun. It's
Yep.
going to be right next to 3 different beer food trucks.
Beer mugs.
Beer mugs, yep. And you have such a good view of the stage. There's going to be tables and chairs out there. You can sit and have a cocktail. But if that could be a place where one of these 1 or 2 or 5 of the pilots would come, all their following would come. They could listen. They could sit next to their pilot, talk to them about the race they had that day, listen to some live music, have a cocktail.
Y'all need to be
So
out there
fun.
schmoozing with pilots then.
I know. Well, we did put all this information in their pilot bags.
Okay.
And it was so cute. Haley was there Friday, like I said. And she said, look at all the fun things happening in Artesia. You know, we've got this like newspaper type flyer that we had printed. And the lady says, well, we're here now. We'll come to Artesia tonight. What's going on? What's happening tonight? And she's like, well, we have a football game. Come on, you know, like just so
Come
fun.
to the football game.
Yeah. So she's like, but referral, come next week.
Yeah.
We have a lot happening. So I think it's exciting. People might
come check it
come
out.
check it
Hey,
out.
All we can do is put it out there. If we don't put anything out there, we know they won't come.
For
Right.
real. And so we
have to try something.
I'm going to circle back to this whole conversation about visiting and tourism in Artesia, because this is how we've had to create all of this, because we don't have the caverns or the aliens or a river running through our town. We have to create these fun things to do. And so this has been a lot of thinking and a year-long process of putting all of these events together, multiple nights, and it's so stressful, and there's a lot of people involved that have put time and money and effort and resources into all this. And so I really, really encourage, of course, visitors, but locals alike to take advantage of this.
Get out and have a good week.
Yes,
Yeah,
there's a lot going on.
Don't sit at home like a bump on a log. Come on, get out there and visit. Yeah.
And I realize there's flag football going on, there's soccer going on, there's baseball, softball, all the
town's
things.
still doing its thing.
Volleyball, football, everything. So just come on out still in the
Come
nooks
check
and
it all out.
crannies. Wear your uniform. It's fine.
There you go.
It's totally cool.
Exactly.
It's
Orange
only
and- orange and black
$10
everywhere.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's only $10 to get into these deals every night.
Yeah, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah. Or you could even go right now and get a 3-day pass for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it's $25.
There you go.
Tickets are on sale
Save $5
already. Yes, and then you get to
Where
go
do they go
every
to get
night.
those tickets?
RedDirtBlackGold.com.
There you go.
I'm going to push that website, and there's a
Okay.
link on there that you can buy a 3-day pass, or you can, if you just have one night that you feel like you could go to, you could just get the one night.
Right. Okay.
There's also, you can buy VIP tickets if you feel like you'd rather just be in the VIP section. So that's fun.
And just because as a vendor, I know this, it's going to be open during the day on Friday and Saturday as well, right? So the vendors will be out there from 11 to 2 on Friday and Saturday. What else is going on during those hours?
I think that's really all. I don't
Just the
know that
vendors-
there's going to
just the
be any
vendor
live,
events.
not
Okay.
live music, but they might be playing music on the
Right.
stage. I'm not quite sure what the
Food
plan is
trucks.
for that, but yeah, 20 food trucks, 20 vendors. They will have it open to the public from 11 to 2 for
Yep.
free. Gates will close at 2. Everybody will be kicked out, and then the gates will reopen. I think it's at 5.
5.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And then it goes
that's when
5 to
paid
10.
entry happens.
Yeah, 5 to 10 on those nights.
And
during
that's
the music and the food. And
yeah, that's in an effort to combat some complaints that came in last year. So constructive criticism was that they were upset that they had to pay $10 to eat at one of these food trucks.
there you go.
They said, do I really have to pay just to go eat? And we said, well, I mean, there's a restaurant right here where you don't have to pay to get into. You could
Right.
eat there, you know, and they're like, well, my favorite food truck, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, fine. One night out of the entire year, your food truck is fenced in and
Yeah.
you're mad, right?
Right.
So the logic wasn't quite there.
Right.
However, this year, if your favorite food truck just so happens to be inside the gates, you may come and partake from 11 to 2 for free.
There you go. Go
Get your fix during lunch.
Go get your
because
your
at
lunch
dinner,
time. Yeah.
it will be a paid entry.
Yeah.
So sorry, folks, but not sorry. Also,
Oh, it's going to be a blast.
it's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the week. So, anything else
too.
we need to cover real quick? We got 2 minutes. that we need to? Do we have anything else we want to point out to stuff maybe coming up the weeks immediately following that people might be interested in?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Fall Fiesta is right around the corner.
Yep.
That's Our Lady
September
of Grace.
20th through 21st.
And then I am actually attending City Council tonight. If you'd like to come. You're going to be there too?
I'll be there.
Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the Balloons and Tunes already, if you could believe it or not. So that's coming up early November, November 7th through the 9th. Tonight I will be discussing the Airstream rally that's coming in, the Urban Airstream rally.
Yeah.
So,
I'm excited to see that. I want to go check those out.
Yeah, we literally don't even have time to sleep on Reno Air Races, and then we've got...
It's over. Let's get to work on the next thing.
Yeah, because, I mean, Art in the Park is October.
Yeah.
And then Balloons and Tunes. I've got a couple of pilot applications already. Yours is coming. She sent in her application yesterday.
Awesome.
I was going to send y'all a text, and then I got sidetracked. Sorry.
Penumbra will be here.
Yes, sir. She is the first one signed up and paid.
Really?
Yeah, which is surprising because usually it's Jim Hoytle.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's awesome. Look at her. She's number 1 this year.
She is Penumbra.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I don't know. I'm trying to say Spanish words that are not.
It's the most beautiful balloon. I love it.
It really is. She's pretty. She's pretty. Pink and black.
Yeah, so awesome. Folks, get out there. Get involved this week. Have fun. Enjoy it. Check it all out. You know, don't set expectations too high, but don't naysay it either. You know, look, there's a lot happening, and so
details can be found at artesiachamber.com.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, mostly with this week is absolutely artesia.com.
Okay.
And reddirtblackgold.com. So think of
Absolute
Artesia and Red Dirt Black Gold.
Yeah, get on the internet, check all that out.
Yeah.
And if you're really just a non-internet person, you can always call Camely at the front desk at the chamber.
Call us. We'll be happy to talk you through it all and all the details.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in,
Yes, sir.
and look forward to seeing you all week. I'll see you tonight.
See you there.
All right.
City
God
Council.
bless.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
It's one of those things we've all had on our mind. No matter how much we want to ignore it, we all know that wisdom teeth can cause pain, teeth crowding, and even infection. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. I am proud to be a part of an outstanding team who understands your concerns when considering wisdom teeth removal. Call us today and let our staff walk you through the process so that you are confident and prepared for your wisdom teeth removal. And don't worry, we have sedation dentistry options so that you can rest and feel at ease.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental. Call 575-622-4455.
The City of Artesia is proud to announce that we've renewed our agreement with Trans-Aero Medevac. This means that Eddy County residents are automatically enrolled in Trans-Aero's free air ambulance membership program, ensuring there are no out-of-pocket costs that need to be paid if you're flown to a hospital by Trans-Aero. Remember, this benefit only applies to Trans-Aero Medevac. To receive this benefit, ask for Trans-Aero specifically in a medical emergency. For situations where you cannot speak, make sure you have your Trans-Aero membership card alongside either your ID or health insurance card. This will act as a request for Trans-Aero Medevac. You can print out the membership card on the City of Artesia's website. In life's most critical moments, Trans-Aero, the City of Artesia, and our partners stand ready to help when you need it most. If you're an Eddy County resident, take advantage of this free benefit and make sure you fly with Trans-Aero Medevac.
When was the last time you had some really delicious homemade ice cream? That long, huh? Well, satisfy that craving with Ensemble Tea Treats homemade ice cream, now available at La Fonda Restaurant in downtown Artesia. Ensemble Tea is a local company, so it's good ice cream and you're supporting our community businesses. Come try some homemade Ensemble Tea ice cream today at La Fonda Restaurant in downtown Artesia.
Wilbanks LLC and Wilbanks Trucking Services LLC has over 37 years of experience, from 1987 to 2025 in the Permian Basin oil and gas industry. Wheelbanks recently divested out of the rig moving operations to focus exclusively on providing crane services to support the growing demand in the basin. Wheelbanks continues to provide quality, expert, and performance-based services to a multitude of customers, with a fleet ranging from 60-ton to 350-ton cranes and locations in Hobbs, Artesia, and Odessa, Texas. We hope that you will consider our team for projects ranging from plant builds, compressor sets, to general site build. Please call us at 575-746-6318 to find out what we can do for you. Wheelbanks LLC, your regional expert in the crane world.
Wouldn't you love more quality family time? But everyone has their noses in their phones and tablets. With PVT Experience IQ, you can enjoy screen-free family time. Pause all internet-connected devices to enjoy a board game or talk around the dinner table. With Experience IQ in the PVT Connect IQ app from PVT in Southeast New Mexico, you can enjoy more family time. Visit the PVT website at pvt.com to find out if you can get PVT Internet.
Headquarters of Hamas in Doha. Israel has warned Hamas of consequences for not freeing the rest of the hostages and for refusing to surrender. Qatar calls the attack a cowardly violation of international law. Despite a lack of support from city and state Democrat leaders, the Trump administration moving ahead with ramped-up immigration enforcement in Illinois' largest city.
The Department of Homeland Security is calling it Operation Midway Blitz and says ICE officers will target criminal illegal aliens in Chicago. It's part of President Trump's focus on sanctuary cities. Homeland Security announced the move on social media with the mugshots of 11 foreign-born men it said should be deported. Illinois Governor Pritzker accused the Trump administration of using scare tactics and said federal officials have not coordinated the effort with his state. Greg Clugston, Washington.
The Trump team marshaling the power of prayer. The administration announcing the America Prays initiative. The goal, to get 1 million people a week praying for the USA.
Think about the miracles that would take place over the next year. Think about the transformation that you and I could witness in communities all across the land.
Housing Secretary Scott Turner. A Michigan judge has dismissed the criminal cases against 15 people accused by the state's Democratic Attorney General of acting falsely as electors for President Trump in the 2020 election. U.S. job market much weaker last year and early this year than initially reported. The Labor Department says employers added 911,000 fewer jobs than originally reported from April of 2024 through March. And on Wall Street, the Dow trading about 59 points higher, while the NASDAQ is down 12 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-0141. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-583-0141. That's 800-583-0141.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Israel responds to both a deadly shooting as well as to attacks by Houthi drones. We have an update from the Media Line's Felice Friedson.
Israeli security forces have sealed access to the villages neighboring Jerusalem. They were home to the 2 terrorists who shot up a city bus in the capital on Monday, killing at least 6 and wounding scores of others. Although the shooters were neutralized by a gun-licensed civilian and a soldier, officials are scrutinizing the area, interrogating family and neighbors. Officials are concerned by the ability of a Houthi-fired drone to penetrate Israeli airspace undetected for 20 minutes before detonating at Israel's southernmost airport, inflicting shrapnel wounds on several persons. The pace grew on Monday, with 3 drones fired by the Iranian-backed terrorists failing to reach their target. I'm Felice Friedson, Town Hall News, Jerusalem.
News and analysis at themedialine.org and townhall.com. Rupert Murdoch's family has reached a deal on control of his media empire after his death.
The agreement ensures no change in direction at the conservative Fox News channel. The deal creates a trust giving control of the Fox Corporation to Lachlan Murdoch, Rupert's chosen heir. That trust also gives control of the Fox empire to younger sisters Grace and Chloe. Lachlan's 3 older siblings give up any claims to control Fox and receive stock currently valued at $3.3 billion.
That's correspondent Andrew Stewart. An AP investigation reveals U.S. tech firms, to a large degree, designed and built China's surveillance state, playing a far greater role enabling human rights abuses than previously known. Firms including IBM, Dell, and Cisco sold billions in technology to Chinese police and government agencies. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hi, this is Holly from Nels Floral in Artesia, and we are so happy to be the new florist for the KSVIP. If you know someone who is having a special day or event, a birthday, anniversary, or something big is happening in their life, let's make them the KSVIP. On their day, we'll say something on the radio about your special person, and they will receive a beautiful flower from Nels Floral. So call KSVP at 575-746-2751 and nominate your KSVIP.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, that was a great interview. I was really glad to hear all about everything that's happening this week, and I hope you guys get out and get part of it. Some of the stuff that is sitting on my desk here that's probably good for everybody to know. Hey, if you got to head up to Roswell this week, know that there are going to be a number of road closures, and I don't know these roads, but you might know what area they're talking about. Westbound Hobson Road will be closed at Sunset Road. Westbound YO Road will be closed at Nashville Road, and northbound Old YO Crossing Road will be closed at Pierre Road. And so probably, I'm guessing that's in and around the airport area. So if you're traveling in there, if you've got a flight out this week, I would say just be aware that you might want to give it a little more time because traffic's going to be different. There's going to be a lot of people up in there. So you might want to leave a little bit earlier than we normally do. It's one of the reasons I love flying out of Roswell. Like you don't have to be there 3 hours early like you do in San Diego or one of the big city airports. And so that's really nice. So yeah, a lot of the roads around the airport are closed. And so if you've got to go and drive around in that area, make sure you're ready for that. Let's see what else is going on. If you guys want tickets, they're still up and available. You can still go on to the Air Races website and check all that out. Let's see. I was trying to see if there's anything else on the desk here that is of interest that people might want to do. Don't forget Eastern New Mexico State Fair coming up at the end of the month. Really, it's the beginning of next month. And so get ready for that. They've got tickets up. Lots of stuff going on. I'll be covering the radio all that week because Gene will be up there with his trains. And so you guys can go up there and see Gene and all his trains and stuff that they've got going on. Let's see. Popular Trinity Site Motor Coach Tour nearly sold out. Limited tickets available for the October 18th event. So it looks like the event where you can go up and actually go to the Trinity site and go see it is happening October 18th. Looks like you can go to nmspacemuseum.org to get more information and go check that out. I've always wanted to go. I've never got to go up to the Trinity site. I'm going to have to make a point of planning a trip around that one year and go see all that because it's just a really neat thing. And to go to the place where the atomic bomb was at. I was scrolling through X the other day, and it was crazy. There's a picture, and from what I can tell, it's a real thing. It's a real picture. There's a group of young ladies that were swimming in a river up in Rio Doso at the time the bomb went off. And so they're in the water, and the picture behind them's got a giant mushroom cloud. I don't know if it's real or not, but if it is, it's absolutely crazy. But it was a story about them. Unfortunately, all of them contracted diseases that they believe was connected to the fallout of that. But it's kind of crazy to think the very first atomic bomb in the world was detonated right here in our state on the Trinity site. So I think it's a neat historical thing to go check out and looking for. Just continuing to, I want to go back a little bit to what I was talking about in the first hour. Talking about this concept of crime and trying to stop crime. A society cannot function if criminals are allowed to go free. If evil is never punished, if evil is not controlled, if people are allowed to run free and commit these crimes, it hampers a society from ever moving forward because people live in fear. They live in constant worry. They don't move about as freely. And there might be something to that there about the desire of our government to keep us from moving about freely. And we suffer economically because crime is committed. Now, in the state of New Mexico overall, I don't think we have quite the same problems like they do in California. You have entire industries moving out of California because of the shoplifting problems and everything they have there. I think the most recent one I heard of is Bed Bath & Beyond. They're shutting down all their physical stores in California. So if you want anything from Bed Bath & Beyond in California, you got to order it and have it shipped in because between the taxes, the laws about shoplifting and as much revenue as they were losing, they didn't feel secure in that state, and so they're departing. Well, if we keep at the rate we're going as this state, that's going to be the same problem. I was talking to Gene a little bit during one of the breaks earlier, and we talked about the governor made the comment that this universal free child care was going to draw businesses to our state. And back to my point is they want to say they have more available workers because the state will take care of your child while you go work for a business. While you just give us your children, we'll take care of them. You go off and go work for these industries that are going to pay taxes to the state, so the state gets more money. It's a racket. It's nonsense, and that's what's behind it. But the truth of it is that's not going to bring any more industry or any more businesses to our state in any way, shape, or form. Businesses, when they're looking for a place to, we've missed the boat on so much. There was an article written about NCAR and how people were surprised that NCAR was actually coming to New Mexico because we've missed out on all these major things like the headquarters of Space Command being here. That didn't happen, and there were a number of other ones listed in that article that we just missed the boat on because our state's such a mess. But one of the major things businesses are looking for to try to move into is not only a workforce. Of course, they're looking for a workforce, but a workforce can be generated, a workforce can be imported from other states and everything else. But the issues they're looking at are crime, education, and tax freedom. You know, the freedom to keep your money. And when you look at a state like New Mexico, this is not an appealing place to come build a business. I'll tell you from the prospect of or the perspective of a small business owner, it's not an appealing state to build. It's hard. It takes extra work. It's the ever increasing minimum wage, the onerous requirements constantly be to reporting this, and everything to the state, and they tax every dime, and it becomes so burdensome to run a business that it makes you think, is it worth it? And so, and we're talking, I'm talking a little bitty small business like ours. Ours is tiny, but you think about a multi-million-dollar industry, they don't want to come in and deal with all of that regulation. And to top it off, there's crime-ridden cities. And on top of that, we have a poor education system. There's no wonder no industry moves to New Mexico. It's not appealing. Why? It should be. We have massive amounts of land and resources available in this state. We could be producing more energy than any other state in the nation, but yet we don't. Why? Because our governor and our cronies are sold out to the nonsensical green energy ideas, and because of that, we can't. We're shutting down coal-fired plants and things of that nature. We're shutting down plants that could actually produce massive amounts of energy to bring in, different industries. Like one of the big things right now, all across the nation, they're AI, because of the way AI takes up so much computing power. They have to have massive facilities that take a lot of energy. Well, you got to be able to supply them with that energy. And when our state's like, well, we need to move all to green energy and wind and solar, that's not going to produce enough energy to keep these plants going or keep those kind of things going. Industry can't survive on wind and solar. It's a pipe dream. It's nonsense. It's all subsidized energy. So who's actually paying for that? You and I are, through our taxes. And it doesn't produce enough, and it's not reliable enough. The entire mindset of the state is so backwards at this point. We have to have a huge shift. Everyone has to get fired up about it and do everything we possibly can to drive these people out of their offices, because they're destroying what could be an amazing state. Now, a lot of people don't like desert, but desert can be an oasis if we do it correctly. But here we are. We're constantly hampered. We're held down by government regulation. We can't expand. We can't build new businesses. We can't, make this a better place to live and create wealth here, because we're too worried about nonsense. We're letting criminals go free. I don't know if there's a better way to try to motivate people, to try to get people to see the struggle that we're having, that all of it is intertwined, and it is solvable. That's the biggest thing. These are solvable issues, but we have to have some bold leaders come up. One of the things I hear a lot about the Republican Party here is, and complaints from people, is like, well, everybody they put up is just a bunch of politicians. And I don't agree with that necessarily. I know a lot of these men and women, and they're great people, and they really want to make a difference. But if from the perspective of the general populace, if they're looking at it and they just see more politicians, and they don't see people who are bold and loud about things and willing to stand on absolute truth, we see that right now in our national leadership. Unapologetically standing upon objective truth and saying, no, we're not worried about feelings. We're worried about facts. We're worried about numbers. We're worried about changing things. Facts don't care about feelings. We don't deal in feelings. We deal in facts. We deal in objective truth, and that's what we have to need in leadership. I'm hoping to see that as we come into this season. I mean, as this year winds down, I know it seems a little early to be saying that, September still, but as this year winds down, what's going to wind up at the beginning of the year is that governor race. That's going to be huge next year, and the midterms for representatives. We have to get bold, loud people into those positions to run against these people, and we have to get people out on the streets, willing and ready and able to bring in voters from across the spectrum. Our turnout last election was 50-ish%. That's not enough. There's nowhere near enough. If we aren't over 80% in this coming election, I think we're doomed to repeat what we've been dealing with for decades now. If we can't outnumber the number of blue votes in this state, we're stuck. We're in trouble. We need a change. All right, Artesia, that's your call to action. Hey, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll come back with Aaron Irving and our market update.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking pretty good today and tomorrow with mid-90s on the afternoon high, and we should get sunshine. We have a big high-pressure system covering all of the southwestern states. It'll be clear overnight, mid-60s. It looks about the same for Wednesday, mid-90s and sunny. We're expecting low 90s for the high on Thursday and Friday. Sunshine both days, sunny and warm through the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
When was the last time a bank asked you about your needs or your goals? When you're a member of Artesia Credit Union, you get to use your money for something more important than fees and finance charges. You get to use your money for you. Membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Become a member of Artesia Credit Union today and see what your partners can do for you. North 5th Street in Artesia or online at artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA.
Attention high school students and parents. Now is the time to make your plans to come visit the most affordable university in the Southwest, Eastern New Mexico University. ENMU is hosting our annual high school open house preview day on Saturday, October 18th. Come learn about scholarships, discover majors, talk with current students and faculty, and win some great prizes. Sign up today at enmu.edu/open house. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today. Like the Kubota L-Series compact tractor, the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, get select L2502 series for as low as $21,999 or $325 per month. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell.
Hey, I've had a few drinks. Can you give me a ride home?
Save us all. Make that call. Never drink, then drive.
This message from the Eddy County DWI program. Travis Hicks, Richland Auto Group. Don't forget to make your way to the airport September 10th through 14th to see an awesome exhibition of high-flying speed and agility at the Roswell Air Races. In addition to the wonders in the air, there'll be food and games for the kids, as well as educational displays and demonstrations. This event has been a hit for some 50 years in Reno, Nevada. We're glad that they picked Roswell to be their new home, and we need to support the event. As such, the first 10 people to either of our Richland locations who says, I believe in Richland's powertrain warranty for life, will receive 2 tickets for one of the shows and will be entered in a drawing to win a family day at the races, complete with food, shade, a trip to one of the pylons, and some Richland swag. So get your tickets now for the greatest show in Roswell, the Roswell Air Races, September 10th through the 14th at the airport.
If you want to install a new roof, you can do it the cheap way or you can do it the right way. Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and one of our customers recently found this out the hard way. He was going to hire us to re-roof his roof, but he found someone to do the job for $2,000 cheaper. Half a year later, this customer called us to re-inspect his brand new roof. Turns out this contractor was not a contractor at all. He had no license and no insurance. The roof was installed incorrectly and never had been passed by the city inspector. We had to re-roof his brand new roof. Tear off the shingles and start from scratch. It was the most expensive $2,000 anyone has ever saved. If you need a roof installed the right way, you can trust who your neighbors trust. You can trust Trustmark Roofing for no obligation, to the penny quote on your roof transformation. Call 575-755-ROOF. That's 575-755-7663.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Welcome back, Artesia. Hey, now we're joined by Mr. Aaron Irving by Zoom in his shop, just toiling away, trading stocks vigorously, making us all wealthy and rich. How you doing today, bud?
Good. How about you?
Oh, we're doing well over here, man. We're ready. We're pumped up for in-car week.
All right.
And then I'm pumped up about the government today. I'm on a little bit of a rant today.
I heard a little bit of that.
Yeah. I'm pretty fired up today. So
it'd be frustrating dealing with our government.
I mean, frustrating is not even a good adjective anymore. It's something beyond frustrating at this point. It's infuriating. There's the one that I'm looking at.
Yeah, and you talking about the voter turnout. If everybody would just think about this, if that 50% were up to 65% in Eddy and Lee counties during the last gubernatorial election, we would have a different governor right now.
Yeah.
We would have a different governor for the last several years.
Right.
And they would not be doing all the stupid stuff that we're having to deal with today.
Yeah, and the truth of it is, our county has, and we'll get to your report. Now you got me on. Our two counties we've got a lot at stake. I was reading the other day, 50% of the increase of oil production across the entire United States over the last 5 years, since 2020, has come out of those two counties.
It's right here, yep.
Billions and billions of gallons of oil, or barrels of oil. They don't measure it yet, but barrels of oil. And there's so much at stake to continue that here and to improve our economy that I don't know. I can't say, if you're in this area, everything we do here, I don't care what business you're in, it depends on that industry right now.
Absolutely.
Know, and so we've got to protect it. We've got to get out there and vote. Get out and vote.
Get out and vote.
Even the little election that we got coming up this November. Go vote.
Yes.
All right, man. Give me a funny joke so I'm not so angry for the rest of the day.
All right. A photographer from a well-known national magazine was assigned to cover the fires at Yellowstone National Park. The magazine wanted to show some of the heroic work of the firefighters as they battled the blaze. When the photographer arrived, he realized the smoke was so thick he wouldn't be able to take any good pictures anywhere from the ground. He requested permission to rent a plane and take photos from the air. His request was approved and the arrangements were made. He was told to report to a nearby airport where a plane would be waiting for him. He got to the airport and saw a plane warming up near the gate, and he jumped in with his bag and shouted, "Let's go!" The pilot swung the little plane into the wind. Within minutes, they were in the air. The photographer said, "Fly over the park and make 2 or 3 low passes so I can take some pictures." "Why?" asked the pilot. "Because I'm a photographer," he responded, "and photographers take photographs." The pilot was silent for a moment, and finally he stammered, "You mean you're not the flight instructor?"
I didn't see that. I actually thought this was going to be a parachute joke. I thought he was going to kick him out of the plane or something, but that's even better right there. That's good.
Yes.
Oh, man, that's perfect. Oh, awesome, man. Hey, why don't you go ahead and give us our report, and we'll come back and chat on the other side.
All right. This is Aaron Irving with LPL Financial, member of FINRA and the SIPC, bringing you your mid-morning stock market report for Tuesday, September the 9th. U.S. stocks are little changed this morning after the NASDAQ composite hit a new record. The S&P 500 hovered around the flat line along with the NASDAQ composite, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.1%. The Labor Department updated its jobs figures for the 12 months through March, lowering the total payroll gains during that period by a whopping 911,000. While the data had minimal impact on stocks today because it's regarding figures from 6 months ago, the report may reinforce calls for the Federal Reserve to be more aggressive with rate cuts this year. Wall Street is coming off of a winning session where the key chip makers such as Broadcom and Nvidia are helping to carry the tech-heavy NASDAQ composite to all-time highs. But investors are now waiting for two key inflation reports that could determine what Fed policymakers will do at their policy meeting next week. Last week, a surprisingly weak jobs report added to hopes of the path for interest rates is lower. However, any surprising strength in the inflation readings could throw a wrench into that outlook. The August Producer Price Index report is due out tomorrow morning, while the Consumer Price Index is due for release on Thursday. During today's session, Apple shares are marginally lower ahead of an annual event where the company is expected to unveil a new iPhone. Additionally, Fox shares dipped 5% after Lachlan Murdoch gained control of the media empire as the Murdoch family settled a dispute over the family trust. Currently, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is 139 points higher at 45,654. The S&P 500 is up 2 points at 6,497. And the NASDAQ composite is 12 points lower at 21,785. West Texas Intermediate crude is up $1.09 a barrel to $63.35. Stocks of local interest. HF Sinclair is up $1.45 a share to $52.53. Walmart is 33 cents lower at $101.96 a share. Duke Energy is up 14 cents a share to $120.31. And ConocoPhillips is $1.96 higher at $93.36 a share. This is Aaron Irving with Oakland Irving Wealth Management, serving business owners and energy industry professionals in the Pecos Valley and beyond. You can find us at oiwealth.com or at our offices in Artesia and Carlsbad. You can call us at 575-887-7075. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA, and the SIPC.
All right, man. There was one thing in there that caught my ear, and I found absolutely hilarious. That Apple's down because they're about to introduce a new product. It's like, hey, let's prepare for disappointment.
Right?
All you Apple owners out there. It's like, oh, great, got to buy a new one.
See how it compares to the current Samsung phones?
Oh, man. Yeah. What did they copy off of Samsung this time?
Right?
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Sorry, Apple people. I don't want to offend anybody. Don't want to offend the Apple crowd, especially my boss. But
right. Yeah, I enjoy offending him on the Apple and Android stuff. So.
Oh my goodness! But that was quite funny though. Is in anticipation of the new product coming out, the stock is down. All right, man. No, I like I said, I've been on a rant all day long since the beginning of the show. I came in watching Fox News and hearing about that young girl, that got killed on the train.
Oh yeah, it's so sad. Just sitting after work and the guy just stabs her for no reason.
Yeah, and then because of all that, I'm hearing stuff in the news I had never heard before is about like the number of prior convictions that guy had, and then looking across the nation over like the average murder suspect has over 12 priors before they commit murder. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, most of this is preventable crime. Then
accountability is very important, and without it, you're going to have worse and worse and worse crimes.
If I got away with petty theft, I can get away with a little more theft. If I can get away with theft, I can get away with drug debt. If I can get away, and if I get away with all of them, why can't I get away with murder?
Yeah, I'm not going to get held accountable for anything. So.
Yeah. Absolutely insane. It's they just get bolder and bolder, and man, I was talked a little bit, I think maybe in the last hour, or some point about the economic impact that kind of crime has. It drives a local economy in the ground, because if you can't exist in neighborhoods where there's just constant crime. I think they're seeing that in Albuquerque now.
Yeah, that's definitely seeing that. Yeah, you don't go out at night because you don't want to risk it, and you don't ride the public transit because you might get stabbed in the neck.
It's insane. Yeah, and who wants to go open a business in a neighborhood where you think you might get robbed?
Right.
I don't grasp it, and it just kind of drives me crazy. But like we talked a little bit earlier at the beginning, is if we want that to change, we have to change the leadership. And in order to change the leadership is we've got to get people riled up to vote, and getting people, like, if you know anybody that doesn't vote, drag them to the polls at this point, because we have to vote. We have to, and we have to be wise about who we're voting for and know who we're voting for, and get some good candidates in there as well. So
yeah, it's very important. It like you said, New Mexico has so much potential if we just get rid of the people that keep running it year after year for the last 100 years.
Yeah, we could make this the most economically free state in the nation, and we have so much space, so much land, and it's not expensive land. You could build factory upon factory in this state, and the workforce would be there. It would flock to it.
Wouldn't you have to do New Mexico to make that happen? But New Mexico could make that happen as well. But
it's I don't know. I want the best for the state. I love my state. After 25 years away, I moved back.
Right.
I didn't know what I was moving back to be honest with you. But now that I'm here, I want to fix it. We've got to make a change. So
absolutely
awesome, man. Well, brother, I appreciate you coming on and give us a report. I will not be here the rest of the week, so I'll talk to you next. Well, I got skydiving stuff in.
Oh, you're gonna be jumping out of a plane?
Yeah. Well, Thursday I'm getting everything put together so that we can do that on Friday.
Oh.
Yeah. So come on out Friday and Saturday, and you can come jump out of a plane too.
My wife won't let me.
Said the manliest man in Artesia.
No, the wife is always the boss. I'll give you that.
All right, brother. Thank you so much.
Insurance policy in place right now that would work great if something bad happens.
Hey, you get rich if something happens.
Yeah. Don't have to worry about money forever.
Oh, man. All right, brother. Well, thank you so much, and God bless. Appreciate it, and have a great week, man.
You too.
All right.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. 2 public hearings are scheduled to take place at the Artesia City Council meeting, scheduled for September 23rd, according to a message on the city's Facebook page. The first hearing will consider an ordinance to approve a land swap agreement between the city of Artesia and the school board, Artesia Public Schools. The second hearing will consider a residential variance request for a fence that is encroaching into an alleyway. The city is inviting anyone to come to the September 23rd meeting and voice your opinions. City council meetings are open to the public. Last week, the New Mexico Supreme Court heard oral arguments to determine if suppressed evidence of discussions between Alexi Treviso, her mother, and medical staff could be used against the young woman at her trial. No decision has been made yet. In January of 2023, Treviso, who was then 19 years old, was arrested and charged with murder. Medical staff claimed Treviso threw her newborn baby into a bathroom trash can at Artesia General Hospital. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. We got some girls soccer going on tonight. The Artesia Lady Bulldogs flying high with the 7-2 record overall. They'll be hosting Clovis, a team that's 2-6-1. That starts at 6:30 tonight. Artesia's last game was last week, Thursday, a 2-1 victory over Alamogordo. And that's actually the fourth straight contest where the Lady Bulldogs have won a game by 1 goal. So they're winning those tough ball games. Carlsbad, meanwhile, will be playing Los Alamos Thursday at 4 o'clock. Carlsbad's record right now, 2-3-2. The Cave Girls lost on Saturday to Mayfield by a score of 3-1. And that came on the heels of a really tough game against Centennial. In fact, it was a 0-0 to overtime draw with Centennial on Friday. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio AM 990.
The truth and nothing but. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
You have a cluster of 63 career criminals wreaking havoc in New York City's subway system. Between 63 career criminals, 5,000 arrests between them, and of the 63, only 5 are currently behind bars. They have amassed a disturbing rap sheet for crimes: assault, robbery, theft. Forget about turnstile jumping. I mean, that's a given. A string of other offenses. And they largely remain free because of this leftist, liberal, extreme, radical, idiotic mentality of defund, dismantle the police, reimagine the police, and no bail laws in states like New York.
Keeping you on the straight path. Later today, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Hey, check it out. A new discovery found a massive trove of gold coins in the Czech Republic, minted by a long-lost civilization. It's from before the 2nd century BC. They also found silver coins among the artifacts. Not only have gold and silver been valued for thousands of years, but they can physically last that long as well. Just another reason why I have partnered with the award-winning company Goldco. I'm also a customer. Now, they sell gold and silver, and they're great at what they do. So if you're ready to learn how gold and silver can help protect your savings, call now, 855-815-GOLD. On the web, it's HannityGold.com. They'll send you a free 2025 gold and silver kit. You can do your own due diligence and learn how you can get 10% in free bonus silver. It is the best silver offer out there. Don't miss this one. 855-815-GOLD or HannityGold.com. One more time, 855-815-GOLD or HannityGold.com.
Weather this hour brought to you by Southwest Bearing under new ownership. Custom solutions for your heavy equipment. Hydraulic hoses, hose repair, bearings, seals, sprockets, belts, tools, fluids, and fittings.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking pretty good today and tomorrow with mid-90s on the afternoon high, and we should get sunshine. We have a big high-pressure system covering all of the southwestern states. It'll be clear overnight, mid-60s. It looks about the same for Wednesday, mid-90s and sunny. We're expecting low 90s for the high on Thursday and Friday. Sunshine both days, sunny and warm through the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, good morning, Artesia. Hey, we're back, and we're on the phone with Artesia Literacy Council. How are you doing this morning, ma'am?
Good. The Artesia Literacy Council is blowing and going today.
You guys, in full mode now as we're coming back into the school year, into the fall months. You guys are
right. It's still. People are still going, oh, maybe school started back, and so they, we're getting more coming in all the time, and it never really slows down, because we are an adult organization. We have done some cool stuff. I'll be sending out some information to you guys. We're in the process of rebranding. We've changed our logos. It's no longer the folks at the table.
Yeah.
It's an open book with light coming out of it. Hope and change and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to use Mr. Obama's words, but anyway, I just
That's
looked up
hilarious.
and saw that, But yeah, it's indicating that you can open your life through the Literacy Council.
Yeah, through reading.
Make a big change in your life.
Reading
That's
makes
one
all
of
the
the
difference.
main things. Right. Well, and also like getting your GED versus not having your GED, the average difference in annual income is $8,000 per year of work.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's
a lot of money.
That gets substantial year after year.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. It makes a tremendous difference. And then for our English learners, of course, being able to speak English, I have several come in that are educated in Mexico, have a bachelor's or even higher degree in Mexico, but their English skills need to match up to their educational level so that they can do, and then they can, sometimes they have to take another test or whatever to be able to do their job in the United States. But it's, we have some very talented people that are on the path to citizenship that just need that English, both to get their citizenship, but also to get the job that they're qualified for.
Yeah.
It's amazing the difference that it makes. One of the areas that we're really focusing on this year is there's an international study called the PIAAC, and I can tell you what it stands for, but it's long and long.
That's
It
a
just
big
means
acronym.
literacy. Right, but it stands for what they do is they survey areas all over the world, and in our local area, Eddy County, the most underserved population are young Hispanic males between 18 and 30.
Okay.
Because they've watched, so many of them watched Dad get a great job out in the oil field making lots of money. Dad didn't have a GED, so I don't need a GED.
Right.
Well, more and more that's no longer true. More and more they need to hire a little bit of to do some of the skills that they need to do. My granddad worked out in the oil field. The joke was a strong back and a weak mind. And but now you have to have the strong back still. Don't get me wrong, but you also have to have a strong mind too.
Right,
so
absolutely.
Getting these young men aware of how much of a difference it will make in their lives.
For sure.
Because they've seen it for generations the other way. We do have a great citizenship program where I have never had a student fail on their citizenship exam.
Oh wow, that's a pretty good success rate.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it is. Right, 100%. And on our GED, it's close to that. The only trouble I have right now is I've got a bunch of students that are ready. It's getting them to jump and take the test.
You was
It's
telling
like,
me that
they're
last time.
afraid.
It's like, they're ready. They're passing the practice test, but they're so apprehensive about doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm tempted to get to register them and say, "It's done. Your test is at this time."
It's too bad you can't just
This day.
sneak it. Can't just sneak it on them. Hey, this is a practice test you're going to go take, and then they take it, and oh no, that was the real test.
Yeah. The difference, though, they'd probably catch me. Half of the practice test is half the length of the real test.
Oh, okay.
They'd probably go, "Hey, there was 90 questions on this. I thought there were only supposed to be 45."
Right. Yeah. Well,
and of course we have a wonderful location out here at the Artesia Vocational Center. We're still it's on our website correctly now. It took me a while to figure that little change out, but people still go to the website. Say they go to the website and it says that we're still at Trinity Temple, but it doesn't. I made sure it doesn't. But we are also in the process. We're going to have a new website probably up in the next week or so. So that's going to be something fun to.
I remember last time we talked, you told me that, so I went checking this morning. It's like, nope, it's still not up yet. But you're correct; it does have.
No, I'm going to have a review. I think it's next Monday or Tuesday of the final proposal. I've got to get them some some photos and stuff for them to plug into it. But yeah, it's going to be great. because I didn't realize I love color. So they said it looked like a Mexican blanket. I went, no.
There's a lot of color on this page. Yes.
Yeah, there is a lot of color, and it's going to be more professional looking. Like the logo is more professional than the folks at the table. I will miss my folks at the table though, but I think that this one will make us look more like, hey, we're a grown-up organization, not a kids organization. Maybe, I don't know.
And that's the thing is we all take a swing at our first websites. I remember my first website building experience, and boy, it's tough. And but yeah, you got professionals out there that can do your branding and stuff, and so I'm excited to see what the new thing come out. How did
right?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask
say,
you.
Yeah.
So I know you had.
I love different fonts and all that kind of stuff. That's one of the things. There's going to be like 3 fonts that I can use.
Yeah.
Rather than the 4 jillion that you. Oh, let's use the one that looks like Christmas presents. Let's use the one that looks like Easter, but all that kind of silliness.
So you recently had a volunteer training. I know it was a week or two ago. How did that turn out?
Yeah,
did you get some good turnout?
Yeah, we had good turnout. It was a very interesting. It was kind of a general. I didn't, and I have 2 new tutors, three new tutors as a result of that. So
awesome.
So that's great. That's great, and we can always use more. And as is often, I have some that are volunteer and some that will be paid. So, the funding always helps. If you're thinking about giving us a little money, that may be what it goes for. It may, go for books and materials. But our tutors, both paid and volunteer, it's still a major commitment. I do it, of course, as part of. It's not really paid. I'm technically a volunteer because my salary is for being the administrator. But anyway, the look on somebody's face when they catch it. That's my biggest reward. Is that light bulb going off look? Rather than the deer caught in the headlights look at what?
Oh, yeah, that
fractions?
makes sense.
What are those? Yeah. Oh yeah. And a lot of what we do is give these people help them recover self-esteem. So many times people have been condemning themselves because they didn't get their high school diploma, their GED, and they start talking down to themselves, and that can be very self-fulfilling. I'm stupid. Well, then you may do stupid things.
Yeah.
Because you think you're stupid. And instead of you are bright, you are worthy, trying to get them to see be more positive. I'm not a big into the, I'm, the joke about the woman that went to hell and she believed in positive affirmations, and this is not hell and I'm not hot, you know.
No, but
I'm not hot.
Yeah, I think so many people do get caught in that trap of thinking they're incapable of learning, when the truth of it is, it's normally for the most part, very few people out there are incapable of learning. It's just many people have not found their methodology of learning.
Exactly, their style.
And some people it takes longer.
And that helping. Both helping the tutors start recognizing other different learning styles, helping the student, if they have a different learning style, learning how to incorporate that into semi-traditional learning. Of course, we have where they can do part of it online, and then it's reinforced with written material, or like the reading skills. The whole test, the GED, is reading. So teaching them how to look for the main idea, how to find the supporting details, how to draw a conclusion, those kind of things are a large part of our process. It's not the test anymore, is not, except for math, you have to do the problems, 2 plus 2 is 4. But for the most part, it's applying the knowledge. It'll be like, why did Washington in his farewell address discourage political parties?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
which
Yeah, and
it's one of those things that you can understand why you did it, but on the other side of that is the fact that we are so large that there would be no way for individuals to run for president all by themselves.
Right. I look at the situation, and I've dealt with a number of kids who've had learning difficulties, and I always try to equate it to this. If we're all born with challenges, and if your challenges is in learning, we're going to find a way to help you learn in your position. Just as if a person was born without a right leg, we're going to try to augment that and help them to learn to walk even without that leg.
Exactly.
We rather than make excuses because of our difficulties, we have to learn to work around them. And you end up working harder than other people.
Exactly. I was in special ed, and that's exactly my philosophy in special ed. We're getting you ready for life, and there is no special ed in life.
Yeah.
So you have to learn the skills that you need to make that accommodation. Yeah. And also, when they see that they can learn in a different way, it breaks that barrier of I'm just stupid.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Everybody has a different. I would say that I am athletically retarded. Pretty clumsy.
Yeah.
But so it's just a matter of where do you need to work, and sometimes walking across the room is one of my challenges. The floor keeps jumping up and hitting me, right? But yeah, where is your area of weakness? What can we do to break that cycle?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and get you there, and it's all of our areas. We're now expanding our services. We have a blind tutor, and he is working with a blind man who was blinded during COVID. He got, I think it was from the shot, actually, from one of the COVID shots. It did something to his eyes, and he lost his sight. But anyway, so we're servicing him. It's still adult education, but it's a slightly different area of adult education, and we're here to meet in our mission statement to meet the literacy needs of Artesia, whatever that is.
Right.
Well,
that's awesome. So, Jim Marie, I really, you guys are doing such a phenomenal job over there. We only got like 20 seconds left, so give everybody how they.
Okay,
what
let me give you a quick
available.
citizenship question. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What is one thing that can only be done by the federal government?
National defense.
That's good. But the usual one that we teach our citizenship students is print money.
Print money, yeah. But that actually didn't come about until the early 1900s when they created the Federal Reserve. So actually before that, each local bank could.
Before that, we I guess we should say we minted money because the coins were minted.
Correct.
And that's one of the problems with why Canada has a dollar coin and we don't, is because the mint still makes coins and the Fed prints money, and they don't want to give up printing their dollar bills.
Absolutely. All right,
Even though it would save us billions of dollars. All right, you take care. Well, talk to you soon.
Thank you so much, June Marie, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless.
You too. Appreciate you, Artesia. Thank you for supporting us. Bye-bye.
God bless.
Coach, can you talk about the latest trade rumors?
Absolutely. Right now, you can get big money for your trade at Roswell Ford.
Start your season with a win at Roswell Ford. Right now, we need trades. So if you're making payments on your current vehicle and want out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to help you escape from your trade. Even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. With 0% APR and no payments for 90 days. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit with great terms, with good credit, no credit, or even if your credit is less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings, more for your trade, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is 28.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues for date of sale. Subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
Family owned and operated for 4 generations, Forest Tire is here to service all your tire needs day and night. With your busy travel schedule, what you need is a tire that can keep up. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire with an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety you expect. You can lose track of time and focus on what really matters. For all your tire needs, brakes and alignments too, Forest Tire Company is a friend you can always count on. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Dreaming of your perfect home? Ramona and Roger Kilpatrick at RE/MAX Axiom invite you to discover the joy of making that dream come true. As agents deeply rooted in Artesia and the surrounding area, they bring years of combined experience and a true passion for real estate. Whether you're buying or selling, Ramona and Roger's friendly and approachable nature ensures you feel right at home, making every step of the process enjoyable. Visit RE/MAXNMAxiom.com to see the latest listings or stop by their office in Artesia at 402 West Main, Suites D and E. RE/MAX Axiom, where your dream home becomes reality.
As the seasons change, it can be a great time to refresh your oral health too. Here's a few fall tooth care tips from Smile Expressions in Artesia. Fall is a great time to switch out your toothbrush. Toothbrushes should be replaced every 3 to 4 months. With fall coming comes fall baking, which means lots of sugar-laden treats. In addition to the goodies, try reaching for fruits and vegetables that are rich in fiber. And as the end of your insurance year approaches, now can be the perfect time to take advantage of any unused dental benefits. Please call and schedule your appointment today at Smile Expressions in Artesia.
Prepare for liftoff, Earthlings. Krumlin Auto Group is beaming up as a proud sponsor of the 2025 National Championship Air Races. Experience the thrill, the speed, and the skies. Join Krumlin Auto Group September 10th through the 14th in Roswell for high-flying action that's truly out of this world. Learn more at KAGNM.com.
All right, Artesia, thank you so much for joining us today. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. Hey, just get out there this week, enjoy yourselves, and have a wonderful, wonderful week.
This is KSVP and K229AS Artesia.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. Israel launched a strike targeting Hamas's leadership in the Qatari capital of Doha today. Qatar has served as a key negotiator